Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of, I was about to say my series again, of the Just Let It Do podcast, where you get to listen to a moron, a nimrod, and a doofus ramble aimlessly about all things geek. This is Jonathan talking.
This is Chris. Johnny, you fucked it up.
This is Joel. Who cares?
No.
I don't know if anybody even listens to the beginning anyway.
Well, it doesn't matter, but like...
Who skips the beginning?
Joel mentioned...
I do. I don't fucking want to listen to the beginning.
No, because like I'm told like that's like the first few seconds. Just like no, fuck that.
Joel...
Skip the second 7.
Yeah.
Joel was mentioning, because you were like, no, dude, it's not that hard to mess... Like, you just don't mess it up. And Joel's like, dude, it's a lot harder than you think. You're going to mess it up. There you go. That's,
yeah.
In
Okay.
terms of just the introduction. Because you were like, dang it, I was going to say my part.
He was complaining earlier. Again, big surprise.
Okay.
All right.
So here we are. We're gonna finally. It's about time that we review it.
Little late. Better.
Oh, we should talk about the It trailer actually.
Yeah, a little late, but yeah, we're gonna talk about
We
And Captain Marvel.
one of the best movies of all time. Already giving it my rating.
Yeah, definitely one of the best Marvel movies of all time. Days of Future Past.
Oh no.
Oh, sorry, no. X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Jesus fuck. Days of Future Past, I don't think was.
It was alright.
It was
was
a
better
movie.
than
It was
Origins.
passable. Oh well, no. Origins was, I think, decisively the worst one. If you can even call it an X-Men movie, it was just a.
Anyway,
Yeah, we're not talking about that.
Okay, we're talking about Avengers Endgame, which I told somebody specifically that I would give them. I will say that rating in the podcast, so I'm going to give it the rating now. Endgame out of 10. It's the rating. That's my rating for it.
Endgame out of 10.
Well, you should have saved it for when we did final verdicts. All right. Anyway, so who wants to start this?
So, Endgame starts off initially. Really, it's like about a month after Infinity War, because Tony Stark.
Not really.
Well,
Yes, it does, because Tony Stark.
It's actually right when Thanos snaps.
Oh,
Red
no,
One
because
Snap?
Hawkeye. He's talking about the Hawkeye.
Oh,
show.
Don't skip that
Okay.
scene because
Oh,
I was
right.
that
That's
scene
an
made
important-
me.
that
Are
is an
we doing spoilers right now?
No,
It's been out for 2 weeks.
No, we're gonna have to do spoilers. There's no way to talk about this movie without talking about the spoilers. We're gonna go in depth.
Because we can.
no, we can.
And
I
by
think
this
it's-
time, Marvel
We can-
lifted the no spoiler thing that they wanted everybody to do.
Yeah. No, they lifted it.
so
But
we're
what
gonna
I'm
do it.
saying is, do you want to give our ratings now? Like, give our ratings. Like, go, hey, we think it was blah, blah, blah. Here's the rating. And then go into spoilers? Or are we just going to talk about spoilers and give our ratings at the end?
Whatever you guys want to do.
we could do ratings because then we get
Let's
defend.
do.
Because I'm gonna get crucified no matter what I do with this review.
This guy's always complaining about something, man. Come on.
I wasn't going to say anything, but I'm like, why do you
Well, no, exactly. And then now, everyone's gonna be like, "You, you bitch, you buddy."
All right. Let's give our ratings. Chris, you go first.
Endgame out of 10. I don't. I can't go first. I don't know.
Johnny, go first.
All right. So, I think what I'm gonna say reflects why you're giving it an Endgame out of 10. I want to give it a 9 out of 10. I don't think it's a 10 out of 10, but a part of me wants to give it a 10 out of 10 because this is the only way this movie would end. You know what I mean? Such a epic series of movies. This is kind of the only way it would end it, and this is the ending of that epic movie. As a movie itself, I'm gonna give it this. It's a 10 out of 10, but as a movie itself, as standalone, if we're gonna rate it on all of its content, I love the way it ended. This is good. This is good for me. But as a movie, I would give it a 9 out of 10. Because I had some problems with it, and I will explain that as we go into spoilers and stuff. And there was a few things that did bother me. Again, Here we go, because I know I'm gonna get
No.
everyone's
Go
gonna be like,
ahead.
"Bro, you fucking idiot."
Go ahead.
No,
We're not
we'll
gonna
talk about
we're
it in
not-
spoilers.
We're not gonna say it.
What's your rating?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Mine is an 11 out of 10.
See, I figured because that's
My
everyone's.
okay. See, well, no, that's not everyone's because I'm
No,
struggling.
I mean-
no, because my struggle is because I don't know whether to name it 9 or 10.
Well, that's my struggle.
My struggle is because
It's literally a 9.5. That's mine. And I know we don't have any points, but I can't grade it any other way. It's a 9.5 out of 10.
I feel like by giving it a 9, because one, I honestly think I can watch this movie over and over and over and over again and not get sick of it.
But
Which makes it a 10 out of 10.
And I feel the same way, but I have problems with it.
No, but you have problems with Ghostbusters. Like it's not.
Yeah,
like
there's
it's,
problems in Ghostbusters too. That doesn't matter.
There's problems in Die
There's going to
Hard.
be a problem in any fucking movie. It doesn't
No,
matter.
No. And I know we've discussed this, but the thing is, like, I have big problems with this movie.
But if you could watch it,
And-
if you could watch it over and over and over again, that's what makes it a 10 out of 10. Like I feel personally, a 10 out of 10 is without a doubt your own subjective number.
Oh, yeah.
While a 9 out of 10 can be more objective. Like we can all agree Ghostbusters was a good movie and get most people to agree with us.
Right.
Yeah.
We can't get everyone to agree that it's a 10 out of 10 movie.
You mean usually when we say 10 out of 10,
It's
that's always subjective because just to someone else they'd be like, no, it's a fantastic movie. I
think
can't
that's
watch that.
that's going to be any review
No.
that we do for any movie.
No,
is
no,
always going to
yeah.
be subjective to our own opinion. About the
no.
No,
Yes, but,
yeah,
but
but
there's objective
I understand what
observations
he's
we can
saying,
make.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
Okay, it's harder for somebody to sit here and tell you that the introduction of Predator was poorly done. That movie was good. Like that could have gone horrible. It was made in the 80s. It was like that introduction could have gone terrible. The fact that it didn't shows how good of a movie it was. It could have gone way worse with that, and you can get most people to agree with that. And I can see most people giving it an 8 or a 9. But it ends up being just you if you say it's a 10.
Like
Me personally.
I understand
That's
what you're saying
yeah.
because like I watched like with Noel and this defending his point. I watched with Noel Die Hard. He shows like that was a great movie,
Because it's a great movie.
but like because it is like I feel Die Hard is objectively a great action movie, and I will stand by that. If anyone says Die Hard is not a good action movie, I'd be like, you
either don't
were
like the genre.
drugged, you were high. I don't know what was wrong with you.
Right.
You were drunk, and you didn't see the same movie. Because it's good. But the thing is, for me, that movie every time I watch it, I'm like, oh my god, this movie's so good. You know.
And you can't. So you're saying that you two couldn't say that about Endgame.
Now,
About
no,
this movie.
no. I'm saying that I can. I can watch that movie over and over and over again.
Right.
The thing is, I haven't watched it over. I've only watched it twice. I want to watch it like 3 or 4 or 5 times.
Well, that's
so
what
I haven't watched it enough. So I don't want to say it's the same thing with Shazam. I didn't give it a 10 out of 10. I said it was a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Believing that I have to watch it a couple more times before I can say
Before
it's a 10
you
out of
get
10.
That's well, same with me. That's another thing with me with this movie. I've
Fair
only
enough
watched
then,
it
because
once.
I've seen it about 7 times already.
Yeah, I've only seen it once.
I've seen Endgames like 7 times already.
Okay, so
that's
you-
why I
yeah,
didn't say
Now,
what I.
and here's my other thing. Is it justified for me to even give it a 9 that way? Should I just give it a 10? Should I just give it a 10? Like, could this have ended any other way than it ended?
Without thinking. I mean, when you think about this movie, you quite honestly, this movie is the end of an era.
End of 11 years and
Okay?
22
It's
movies.
22 movies. You need to literally take all 22 movies into consideration.
And that's the
honestly,
thing.
when you
And if
move.
you're doing that, it's a 10 out of 10. Why would you make it anything less? That's the thing.
Okay, so
But
now
because-
think about it.
well,
think
I-
about it as a standalone movie.
But
now.
here's the thing,
If
now,
it's
as
a
a stand-
standalone movie, which quite honestly,
you can't rate it that way.
You can't rate it as a standalone movie
Well,
because
all right.
it is actually
It's
it's a 21-parter to get into this.
I will defend my case. I guess I said that I misspoke. I hate when people say that.
That's what people say when they fucked up.
No, I know I misspoke. No, but I don't think that was clear enough because what I will say later, and I've explained this to you, and we should have just saved it for here, is when I explain my case why I think like as a when I keep saying it's a single movie because you can't rate it as a single movie.
It's
you can't.
hard.
You can't.
And no one. Honestly, you can't enjoy this movie at all near its fullest. Not even halfway.
I think you can enjoy it without watching the ones, but you're not gonna understand what the fuck is happening.
Hold on, like as an action movie, you'll be like, "Yo, that shit was hot,"
Yeah.
but that's it. You know what I mean? Like, what is that? 25%, 10% of like the enjoyment you get out of it. You know what I mean? So like, you can't rate it as a single movie. But the thing is, again, like I will explain further why I'm like, well.
I'm gonna sit.
Well, why don't we talk about it?
I'm gonna sit with 9 out of 10.
Rating.
I'm gonna sit with 9 out of 10.
Okay.
I'm gonna sit with 9 out of 10. Let's just spoilers. Let's talk about it.
Nobody's gonna kill you.
But
Marvel,
it
please
doesn't
don't kill
feel
him.
right. No, but
I'll send you his address later.
It doesn't feel right saying that. It doesn't feel right me going.
Then don't say it.
It's 9 out of 10. But
Joel's like,
give
in to the dark side.
No, you know what? No, screw this. You said 9 out of 10. You said 11 out of 10.
For me, the movie Endgame was the best movie that I've ever seen. Because
really?
Look at Johnny.
For me, it was the best movie I've ever seen. For me. Like, I could care less what you... I could care less what you think is your movie. That's fine.
No, but I'm saying, like even, like, for you, like, you would claim this as the best movie you've ever seen?
Yes, because it tapped on multiple emotions all in one fucking sitting. And again, this is the encompassing of 21 movies before it.
And 11 years of
that
build-up.
We've been watching this for 11 years. You start to grow with those characters. Me personally,
this dude making me not even feel like a Marvel fan. I'm ashamed.
No,
throw out all my Punisher comics.
No, because this is, like I said, it's 11 years in the making. This movie is 11 years. in the making.
I know. Yeah.
We started watching
it ended perfect.
We started watching these movies in 2008, starting with Iron Man. That nobody had.
I became a man when these movies started. I was 18.
I mean, you watched Iron, like you did. You went in and was like, oh, Iron Man's coming out. All right, another fucking superhero movie.
Also,
whatever.
that same year that Iron Man came out, Dark Knight was out.
Exactly, Dark Knight came out. So it was like. It was really a big deal for that to come out. It was a comeback moment for Robert Downey Jr. as well.
Yeah,
Robert Downey Jr.
movie to come out
is Iron Man. When they picked him to play him,
exactly.
I can't believe they paid him as well as they did. I went
first movie. I had no doubt. I was like, yo, this is Tony Stark.
Yeah. Well, no, see, but I knew before even watching that movie. I'm like, yo, that's a perfect pick. He is.
I didn't know who Robert Downey Jr. was.
Well, because I knew he grew up being kind of forced to kind of be an actor, got
and
into drugs, got into alcohol, really
literally,
just really bad, and then
he lived Iron Man,
sobered up,
and
got better.
Mm-hmm.
And when they picked him, I'm like, oh, he knows what it's like to be Tony Stark. That's perfect.
Yeah.
And then everyone was surprised, like Robert Downey, shit, he is Tony. Like he's been through that. Like I knew that was going to happen, and I liked the movie accordingly. I had no problem with it. Mm-hmm. But with all that,
for me, it was 11 years watching these movies and emotionally getting tied into the characters and kind of like whatever shit I was going through in real life, right? Or whatever was going on in real life, I was always able to fall back on these movies, right? And I when I watch these movies, I try not to think about anything that's going on in my life, and like
just
I am focused.
Escapism.
These movies are my escape.
Yeah.
And watching watching Endgame, and watching the end of an era, for me it was, it hit a number of emotions. Right, it got serious when it needed to be. It was fun. There was obviously scenes that were like super fucking funny. They were hilarious. Right? And then there were the scenes where It like I teared up watching this. I teared up watching this movie the first time. Yeah. I tear up every time I even watching it. Every other time that I've watched it, I still tear up.
There was one part I choked up.
So that's why, and then just seeing the accomplishment that Marvel was able to do, having all of these characters on one fucking screen at the fucking same time. Like, nobody has ever done that.
Yeah,
they did it in Infinity War, sort of, because in Infinity War, not everybody was together. They were all in the same movie, but
they weren't together.
They weren't all standing there. It's not like when you see like there's specifically the one Marvel poster where it's literally it is every single Marvel character. Right, there's a comic book poster of that. Every single character. When I see this movie, especially at the end,
this is the cinematic version of that.
This is the cinematic version of that. It is something that we didn't even think about as kids.
Would it ever be possible?
We never thought that it would have been possible. And then, yeah, it's not every single Marvel character. We get that.
Not even close.
But it's fucking.
But
it is
it might as
way
well
more than enough.
I'm not gonna lie. I was hoping. I'm like, do you think they would at least give the shows a little prop and have them show up?
That's what I was hoping.
To some extent, they did. Specifically, only one show though.
Yeah, Agent Carter.
Yeah.
Which I'm happy with because I love Agent Carter. Oh
yeah.
My god!
And it's it's really the first time that they really acknowledge any of the TV shows in the movie.
You know who it was, right?
No.
Jarvis.
Spoiler.
Who?
Jarvis.
Remember?
Oh,
the butler. Yeah, he was an Agent Carter.
Oh, I don't know that.
He was an Agent Carter of the show.
I didn't.
And then Howard Stark goes something Jarvis.
Thank you, Jarvis.
Yeah, they did that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's why for me this is this is my all-time favorite movie.
Well, there you go.
Like,
folks.
honestly, this is like
you heard it here.
It like Endgame and Ghostbusters for me right now is like this.
Yeah.
So like Johnny said, the start of the movie starts right at the snap with Hawkeye and his family.
Which, by the way, when that happened, I was like, damn, I'm in. Like, let's fucking do this.
I had a feeling that was going to happen when they started showing the trailers and him dressed up as Ronin.
By the way, Hawkeye thought he was in what did Jeremy thought he was actually in. What is it called? Infinity War? Is that what it's called? It's called Infinity War, right?
First
Not Infinity War. Yeah,
Infinity War.
He thought he was in the movie because of that scene. So he's like, yeah, I'm in Infinity War. Watch the movie. He's like, I'm not in the movie.
Yeah.
Well, he got...
because they filmed
it all together. Yeah, together. Yeah, so
back to back.
But
and I'm sure that was probably something that they were going to originally put in Infinity War.
They were,
and then they
decided they gave Hawkeye his time and then some in this movie.
Yeah. So they showed that, and then they show Tony Stark with Nebula. Yeah. Trying to play football with the.
Oh yeah, trying to play a little paper football.
Yeah, paper football.
And by that time, that's why I mentioned like a month after Infinity War, because Tony said it's been day 20 something, 22 or 23.
Yeah. How did you feel? Okay. How did you feel about Captain Marvel showing up out of nowhere, just right there, right in nick and time to save them?
Too convenient.
Somebody said this, and it made sense, but I didn't think about it until afterwards. Go ahead, say what do you think, Johnny?
Well, this is where my problems start with the movie.
Well, I think there's a reason for this. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's a reason.
There is a reason why
I'll tell you why it is, but
no, it's just random as hell. But go ahead.
Okay, at the end of Captain Marvel, they have the beeper.
Yep.
That's going off.
Yep.
And they're we got to keep this going, whatever. And then it finally dies. And they're like, well, get more power to it. And then one of them turn around, and you see Captain Marvel, and she's like, where the hell is Nick Fury? Or where the hell's Fury?
Where's Fury? Yep.
And somebody mentioned when she did that, they explained to her what happened. Yep. And Rocket Raccoon's like, yo, my ship's still out there. We could still have people out there. Can you check? Yep. Like with the GPS. and she flew and went to get them.
Yeah, well, that would have been nice if.
Would have been nice if that was explained a little bit.
Yeah.
But supposedly that might have been what happened.
I mean,
let's go to
with these Marvel movies. That is kind of a given when you think about it. Really, that is kind of a given because in all the other movies, it's like in the end credit scene. Of course, there's a clip. There's something going on.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then the next movie kind of starts at like something happens, and we are to assume there are things in between that we are obviously not saying that happened.
Yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah. That's
true.
Like
when you watch Thor
Ragnarok,
at the end of Thor,
Infinity War.
Well, I mean that one was a little more direct, but like when you watch, let's say Thor and the what the hell's that dude? The Professor,
Collector.
whatever.
The Collector.
No, not the Collector. That's Dark World. The first Thor. At the end of the first Thor, one it's Nick Fury meets with the one professor guy, and he shows him the Tesseract.
Oh yeah.
He shows him the Tesseract.
Yes.
And then you see, Avengers.
Oh yeah.
But then you see Loki.
Yeah.
Yep.
You see Loki. He's manipulating him.
Yep.
But at the same time, you see him with the Tesseract.
Yeah.
At the beginning of Avengers, it's already like, hey, yeah, we're working on the Tesseract. We're assuming that kind of there's things that happen in between that they're working to use the Tesseract to make weapons that we find out later on in Avengers, but also from a power perspective.
Yeah.
So there's always things that happen in between, but yeah, to Chris's point, I think I say random, but when you think about that end credit scene at the end of Captain Marvel, then
related to
everything comes full circle essentially. But yeah,
so there's that. And then Tony Stark comes back. How did you feel about seeing weak, skinny Tony Stark?
The way I felt seeing Tony Stark like that was the same way I felt Sir Patrick Stewart in Logan.
In Logan. Yep. That
I was
like
me. I was hurting. Like I felt heartbroken. Like
I was like, oh man. And then he got mad and he starts. As soon as he put his hands on Cap, I went, no, fuck you. I hope you drop. And then he dropped. I'm like, good, you deserve it. Don't you touch my man.
Shut the fuck
up. I loved how Don Cheadle was always there by him.
Yeah.
Made it look like they were friends.
Mm-hmm. I love how you call him Don Cheadle instead of like
Rhodey. Because there's been two Rhodys.
We know which one is playing Rhodey.
We know.
Wait, which one? The first guy or the second guy?
The thing is, Don Cheadle, me personally, I feel does so much of a better job that I want to
he's actually been playing literally War Machine longer. The other guy really didn't play War Machine.
No, he just played Rhodey. But because in the comics,
badly, I might add too.
In the comics,
I didn't like Terrence. Now when I look back, I was like, I'm glad that
he just felt
Don
like
Cheadle came.
He looked like him.
Came over as
Terrence Howard looks like him.
Yeah, he looks like him.
Yeah,
but like
he just felt like a black dude, like in a military suit.
In the comics, if I remember right, they don't get along too much.
Rhodey and Tony.
Yeah, they're like. They respect each other, whatever.
I think at times they weren't.
Yeah, but I like the movie version better. I like them being friends. I like
me too
that because it gives Tony more humanity with the fact that he has a woman he cares about and he actually has a friend. I'm not a fan of people like or like when movies point out, for example, Superman, where he's an alien. But he has a girlfriend. Great. That doesn't help me. Like, you got one person that you relate to?
Yeah.
One person. Well, like, you got Tony. He has Pepper Potts. But he also has Rhodey to lean back on, somebody he's close to. And, so I liked how they kept doing that. That scene stepped off to Captain Marvel telling everyone that she's going to leave because she's going to go beat Thanos.
Yeah, she wants to go and get Thanos.
Everyone's like, all right, it's cool.
I love that line, though. Just like, Rhodey's like, and where the hell have you been this whole time? There's other worlds in this universe, and unfortunately, they don't have anybody. They don't have you guys.
Yeah. I like that.
Which fully explains the entire, especially, at the end of Captain Marvel, and then that conversation fully explains why she hasn't been in the MCU.
There's a couple things in there that were all right. That I was like, whatever. Like the whole like her being as cocky as she is, it's like, all right, fine, whatever, no big deal. When they said that they saw the gauntlet do something again,
Right, when they trace the signal.
when they trace the signal, they're like, oh, the same kind of power output was. I'm like, something's wrong there. Something's majorly wrong there.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go, and Thanos. The next scene is Thanos limping, barely grabbing fruit and shit, trying to make a stew.
Yeah.
And then they come in and
Farmer Thanos.
beat his ass.
Oh my god, yeah.
He's already hurt because he destroyed the stones and shit. And they just beat his ass. And when he basically admits that, there's nothing anyone can do.
Yeah.
And I hate how some people were like, we don't know why, like, we don't understand why Thanos destroyed the gems. That doesn't make any sense. If it'd be used to defend himself, he wouldn't do that.
His job was done.
Listen to what he said. After he said, "My job's done." After that, they've only served as temptation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
so he
because
destroyed him.
Exactly.
and also people would probably be after him
Yeah,
constantly. And also he has the temptation to go, all right, you guys want to keep coming? Anyone who wants to come after me, they'll die. No, he didn't want to do that. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
he's
No,
done.
get rid of them completely. Yeah. It makes sense. When they said it the first, like, everyone has a freaking problem with it. When he said that the first time, I was like, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, good to go. And then when he's like, no, I destroyed
Even to
him.
a certain extent, the whole reason why he did the snap, logically, makes sense.
was to save the universe.
Yeah.
And also, no one should be tempted by that anymore.
Is it
Boom.
morally? Do I agree with it? No,
No.
of course not. I'm not a fucking psychopath. But when you think of it logically, yes, the universe has limited resources. When there's too many mouths to feed, people suffer. Yeah, I get it.
And when Nebula's like, my father's many things, but he's not a liar.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just sat there going, are we watching a Disney movie? Is this movie rated R? They just showed Thanos get decapitated.
Yeah, I know.
What? And then, actually, no, I take
That
it
was
back.
so fucking-
No, I take it back. Captain America said, let's go.
Rhodey kept saying we have to be looking around here. No.
No.
Yeah, Rhodey said we have to go. We have to keep looking around here. Nebula said my father's many things,
No,
but he's not
no,
lying.
no. Before-
Thanos started saying, "Thank you, daughter. I must have been too hard."
Yep, and he gets decapitated. But even before that, Captain America goes, let's get this son of a bitch. When Captain America says that, then the title shows.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, then they beat him not 5 minutes after that title showing.
Yeah.
And I legitimately stopped and went, I don't know. Oh, and then it goes 5 years later.
Yeah.
And then I sat there thinking to myself, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Like, what is this story
when
about? I was clueless.
I remember it was funny because when I was sitting there, I was watching it with our cousin, Angelo. And we were sitting there, and it was like 5 years, and everyone goes, "What?" Like, I remember, like, and like even me, I was like, "Are you serious?" Like, everyone was like, "What?" Like, are you like they just jumped 5 years?
Anyone that had theories of what that movie was going to be, 90% of them got dropped that 5 years later.
Yeah.
People moved on. People had to move on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some didn't. Black Widow.
Yeah, she was. Doing
None of the
thing.
Avengers did, which is the reason why they went and did this.
Um,
Otherwise, there wouldn't have been a movie.
Now, can I point out before we continue with like the plot, and I'm sure you guys feel the same way. No point in this movie I felt was wasted. I don't think there was, like there's a lot of movies, even like in really good movies, where it's like, all right, come on, let's go. Like, let's get to the good stuff.
parts 1 and 2.
I liked every single
Every
slow moment.
Every moment of this movie, I thought was
completely necessary.
utilized
Yep.
appropriately.
Like even
every
we
minute.
like and I mentioned this because you're like, oh yeah, we cut to 5 years. when Cap's sitting down with counseling with all those people. I
Yeah,
was like,
one of the
oh,
was it one of the writers or one of the brothers?
The direct one of the Russo brothers.
One of the Russo
He
brothers was
always
there.
ends up in one of the movies. But yeah, he was there.
Yeah.
how he was just like counseling with like people. I was like, this is something Cap would do in like 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like he would just be trying to help people, and he's like, we all got to move on eventually, and he knows he hasn't, but he's trying to help other people. It was just there's no actually
There's not a minute wasted.
Act 1 and Act 2 are slow.
yeah actually you're
They're
right.
slow.
You don't for that.
feel
There's
it,
a
though.
lot. There's
No, but the thing is, you don't
yeah, no,
feel it,
I didn't feel like I was watching this movie for 3 hours.
No.
dude.
At all.
It wasn't until I heard "On Your Left" that I went,
We almost done.
"Wait, are we in the third act?"
No, just stop talking right now. I'm gonna go on record and say this right now, and I'm being dead ass. When Thanos is defeated, I literally looked at my phone and went, "Have we been here for 3 hours?"
Like,
No,
Yeah.
no, I'm being and I remember doing that exact. And I asked Angela. I look at him. I was like,
No,
has it been 3 hours? And I
when
looked at my phone. I was like,
When the
holy
final
shit!
battle started, that's when I was like, "Really? 3 hours? No, this can't be. We still have like
Oh no,
still have like an hour and a half left." We
Yep,
got to.
it felt like
Bro.
there was like one more hour left in the
Yeah.
movie.
but anyway,
Yeah, we're good.
so they no, legit, because I those like it's like it's building up. It's a build up from Act 1 and Act
Oh
2.
yeah.
You don't feel it.
No.
When have you watched a movie where there's been a build up, and I mean a long build up, like a 2-hour build up, that you don't go,
Fuck, this is
"Oh
long.
my god!"
Yeah, exactly. Like I can't, like like a lot of times you're like, all right, that's all right, but like I can't wait till the third act. In this movie, I didn't feel that at all. I was just like, yeah, I'm taking this, I'm taking this, taking this. All right, now we're in Tokyo with like,
I heard a bunch of people make fun of Master Splinter in this movie.
no, yeah, he's the reason why Ant-Man came back.
The rat that hits the button.
Oh, who gives a fuck? Yes, I know, convenient. Anybody could have probably fucking done that, but shit happens.
I don't have a problem with it.
I don't care. The whole movie was so fucking good. I don't give
Well,
a
see,
fuck.
and that's
Like,
that's
I
that's
don't
what I'm
give a
saying.
fuck.
That's why I'm saying I'm gonna get crucified, because most people will go, "Why do you
Well-
give a fuck?" And I'll be like, "Well, why do you give a fuck?"
Well,
They're like The Rock. It doesn't matter what you think. Like that's like everyone to me.
But-
I'm like, I'm sorry.
But I do the same thing. I do the same exact thing. I go, well, here's a problem with the movie, A, and then I go to myself, does it matter? No. Here's problem 2 with the movie, but does it matter?
Well, me too, but it's
No.
like legitimate issues.
Or-
I have.
3, problem with this movie.
Yeah, but you just like to complain though too.
Oh my god, here we go. I'm gonna make all my arguments ever invalid.
No, so after that, after the whole 5 years later, Cap talking to everybody, he goes over to Black Widow, talks to Black Widow, and tries to make her feel better by going. Actually, Black Widow's talking to everybody through holograms.
Yeah.
And Rocket Raccoon mentions to Miss
Captain
to
Marvel's
Captain
haircut.
Marvel haircut, like you to get another haircut. And Captain America, always looking on the bright side, goes, "Hey, I saw some whales."
Yeah,
off
well,
the
water's
bridge.
water's looking cleaner or whatever.
Water was
Yeah.
half the population. Water's looking cleaner.
She was like, "If you're gonna tell me to look on the bright side,
You're gonna be
murder
wearing
you
a
with this peanut butter sandwich."
But from there, Scott Lang shows up, right?
Yeah, at some point Scott Lang shows up. We're not gonna be able to talk about every detail.
No,
It's a 3 fucking
but-
hour long
yeah,
movie, but
but no. So
but
Scott
yeah,
Lang shows up.
Shows up.
Lets them know about the whole. I believe time travel could work, so they get Tony.
Yeah,
Tony has a child
Morgan.
and has moved on.
Yeah.
So then they get Hulk, and then they go to Hulk, and Hulk's like
Sorry,
90s smart
Professor.
Hulk.
90s, yeah,
Professor
Professor Hulk.
Which, by the way, I don't know about you guys, but I dug very much. But I also have a problem with it, and I will mention it later.
Here we go. I actually, as much as I praise this movie, there were 2 things that when I first saw it, this is when I first saw it, I was iffy about. One of
Professor
them being
Hulk?
one of them being Professor Hulk, the other one being Thor.
Fat boy.
Well, I had a problem because the reason why I had a problem with Thor was because I felt like we did this bit with Thor not knowing who he's supposed to be after part 2 because he left Asgard to go find himself.
He did.
In the beginning of Ragnarok.
But
I traveled to go find myself.
But remember, he found himself and he's like, okay, I am to be king of Asgard. That's not who he is, though.
Yeah, no, I get that. That's why I said at first. My first viewing, that was my problem because I was like, we did this already. I don't care that he got fat.
They showed
he
Thor.
looked more Viking.
He did look more Viking. I'm not gonna lie.
He's a fucking Norse god of thunder. Yes, he looked like a fucking Norse god at that point.
I didn't mind the fatness. Johnny is gonna say something about this. Go ahead, you can say it.
The fatness pissed me off only because.
Big surprise.
You know what? I'm not. You know what?
Your argument is not invalid.
Your argument is not
how
invalid.
you feel.
No, but like, listen, because like, I like at first I was like, I hope he like gets struck by lightning and he becomes like muscle bound again. But,
I thought that was gonna happen too. Like,
but it didn't happen. But it was no big deal. The only problem is I have a huge problem with Ragnarok because they didn't take any of Ragnarok seriously. And I know everyone's going to be like, yeah, so good, and all this fucking bullshit. I didn't like Ragnarok being funny because it was fucking Ragnarok. It's the fucking end of times for fucking Norse gods. I don't mind the comedy, and I love that it was hilarious. I enjoyed that movie. The only problem is they didn't fucking take the Warriors 3 into consideration when they fucking killed them off. And also, again, it's the goddamn end of times. And because it was so funny, they tried to bring that into Endgame, which was fine. There was a lot of parts that was really funny with Thor, and then parts that were really serious. Mm-hmm. My issue was, here we go with the big three fighting fucking Thanos, and because he's still fat, no one in the fucking theater is taking the goddamn scene seriously.
Now,
that's fucking annoying.
I don't know if anybody took it seriously, but I get what you're saying because I do feel that Thor was, because he was the way he was, severely depowered. Because I feel like after Thor got Stormbreaker, regardless of what they'd said in Ragnarok that his power doesn't really come from his weapons, I get it.
The weapons still amplify him.
Yeah, the weapons amplify him. He got Stormbreaker. He was he took out Thanos. He took out Thanos in Infinity War when he had the fucking 6 stones.
Yeah.
Like you're telling me that shooting the 6 Infinity Stones at somebody and Stormbreaker still going through and hitting him, like hitting Thanos in the chest, like he was severely depowered from that point on. I feel anyway, because I feel like Thor, if he was in his prime, he would have really been able. It would have been like a real serious fight for Thanos.
I feel that too, and
that's how I feel.
And also on top of that, my theater was laughing.
His theater was laughing
when the big three walked out, and I'm like, yo, it's Thor, Iron Man, and Captain America alone taking out Thanos, and everyone's like, "Eee!" with Thor walking out because he still's got a gut.
It didn't happen in my theater.
I don't think that should change your opinion on the movie because
you had a bad theater experience.
You had a bad theater experience.
It doesn't, but my thing is, I feel like that was part of the reason why they made Thor fat.
No,
it
absolutely was.
No, it was not. It
definitely. I don't know. I think so because they were like, well, everyone loved Ragnarok, so let's just keep making Thor the comedy relief.
No. That's exactly what the Russo brothers said was not the case. The reason why they did that is you have to take into consideration what was done in Infinity War, what happened at the beginning of Endgame, because of what Thor should have done.
No,
which is exactly what
I understand why
talked about.
I understand why he did it, but something in me just still feels like they were like, well, let's make it like that. Plus, everyone will find it funny.
No.
I don't know. I don't think.
I think I'm just still jaded from fucking Ragnarok.
Like him being
and also
overweight.
He would have to be overweight. He would have to be overweight. You're looking at 5 years. I feel like they took a logical approach in this, and when it's been 5 years, and the only thing he's been doing is drinking himself to death.
I don't have
He's
a
been
problem.
drinking. He's fucking depressed.
You guys understand? I have no problem. Like, I'm not like I'm mad because Thor's fat, right?
But you think they went, there's a big benefit in making him fat. People will find him funny just like they did in Ragnarok. We're saying that wasn't looked upon at all. They looked at it from the point of view of, this guy's trying to drink himself to death. I feel that way. My theater didn't laugh. I went to watch it twice. Both times my theater didn't laugh that way.
Yeah. Same here.
And Joel feels the same way. I don't because they couldn't have been. First of all, the Russo brothers know how to direct, and those two writers, the two writers that wrote this, are the same ones that wrote Infinity War and are the same ones that wrote all the Captain Americas. And those two writers fought to write the first Captain America. They fought their butts to write it. Do you find Winter Soldier anything funny just to crack a joke? Because
obviously not.
No. So they weren't. Those writers were not aiming. Let's make them fat because we'll get some laughs. There's no way those writers are doing that. No. Personally.
No.
We could be wrong.
They just decided to take a direction for Thor because of what was done and what he's thinking about. Right. He's got the whole reason as to.
No,
he's got the weight.
You don't have to explain the story to me. You know what I mean? Like, I understand why. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going. I don't understand why he's gonna be there. I'm not saying that at all. Like, no, I understand the story. Like, I understand the circumstance. My problem is, like, it's annoying because something that should have been serious wasn't taken seriously.
Oh, so you're annoyed at the people, not the movie.
Yes, really.
Okay.
And I'm also and that's why I'm like, I think I'm still jaded with Ragnarok
because of how people are like, that's the best Thor. When Thor wasn't exactly Thor in that movie.
Yeah, it's just
he was more.
It was more Chris Hemsworth, which is fine. Ragnarok was a good movie, but. Like I'm so tired of hearing people. No, Thor should just be funny. Like, fuck it, Thor should. Like, no, man. And the way they portrayed him with the seriousness, even in Infinity War, this one, how he had the moment with his mom. Like, I like that. You know what I mean? This is like this, but I don't know. Like, again, I think I'm just jaded from Ragnarok.
Let's get to the nitty gritty. They figure out how to travel through time. Also, and I want to hit notes that I've heard people complain about. Somebody was like, "Oh, Iron Man figured out how to time travel in 5 minutes." Did anyone else hear how he's like, "Let's try the last trial for tonight. Make it like a double helix, flipped."
Yeah.
That
he wasn't doing it for 5 minutes.
He was doing it all day,
all fucking day.
He was probably doing it all day, and people go, "Oh yeah, but he still figured it out in that short of time." He didn't think it was possible prior to then.
Yeah. And he was given information about the quantum realm that helped him figure it out.
It helped him do test trials. That's what he was doing, was test trials.
And it's not like he figured out the quantum realm and then time travel. He got information about the quantum realm, which already has time travel built into it. It's just a matter of
how do you use
control it and how to use it.
That's all he did. But anyway, so moving on.
Those are people that don't pay attention to science or don't pay attention to details.
How now boils down to, how did you guys like them going back to like the first Avengers movie?
Oh, I fucking loved it. I love them going back.
How did you like it?
That's America's ass. I'm sure you love that fucking part.
No, it was awesome. I also liked, and I can't believe I liked it when he was like, "No, seriously, it's okay. Hail Hydra."
Oh, yes.
And everyone was like, "Oh, he's cool." Shit.
The one guy was like, "What the fuck?"
I'm really happy that they did that because it's a nice little nod
to when he was
the comic
Hydra
book
or whatever.
when they made it.
Which that's why I said I can't believe I liked it, because I hated that run.
Oh my god, yeah.
But
that was fucking crazy.
My only issue, I thought it was amazing. I thought it was hilarious. It's like
I liked Professor Hulk.
At that part. Oh yeah.
Whatchamacallit, that was hilarious when Iron Man was going into like cardiac arrest or whatever, and he was, and then Tony Stark in the SWAT outfit is like, oh, we need a medic. Like, doesn't even give a fuck. He's like, yeah, we need someone over here. What, is my volume super loud?
No.
No, you're good.
Okay, it seems super loud. I sound really loud. My only issues with that is like some little like nitpick things. Like, again, here we go. And he's gonna be like, he's gonna be complaining.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just looking at Chris.
Loki went away. Okay, so now it's just Loki. Is the timeline just completely effed? What happened there?
Yeah, no.
Loki went away with the Tesseract.
This is something that we need to talk about at the end of we talk about the rest of the movie, because I think there are some plot holes, and I've watched, the reason why I watched it so many times is because I've been trying to track
There's a couple plot holes.
their explanation for time travel and changing the past and all that stuff. But yeah,
Also, I kind of didn't like, whatever. I didn't like how new Cap was getting his ass kicked by old Cap. Like, did he not learn anything?
and vice versa. Old Cap was getting his ass kicked by new Cap, but old Cap was getting
His ass kicked by the new Cap.
by new Cap.
Yeah.
Meaning new Cap, meaning the one in the past.
Yeah,
Old
oh,
Cap
okay,
is
yeah.
the
Let
old
me, yeah. Okay, so
Is that what you meant?
Let me,
Yeah,
let
that's
me
what
rephrase
I meant.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, Cap now was getting his ass kicked by Cap back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got to figure, one, he was younger. Two, he was a lot more feisty.
Younger,
He just
but-
got out of fighting.
No. That doesn't count for Captain America. That would count if it was
Yeah.
a human. Cap is perfect 100% of the time. That's what the super.
Yeah, he only learned more.
No. And two,
Well, yeah.
he learned more. And three, Cap was exhausted from that Avengers battle.
Exactly.
Because
That's
when
true.
you see them go get the meal, all of them are barely moving as they're eating.
yeah.
Also, they just went through that whole battle. Like,
I had an issue with that big time.
present
But-
Cap is literally fresh.
But
Like,
I did like how he was just like, Bucky is alive.
that show was
Oh,
hilarious.
yeah.
Oh,
That is America's ass. So they did that, and then they go. This whole time I knew. I'm like, oh, one of them has to kill themselves because because Hawkeye and Black Widow are going there.
Yeah.
And then Hawkeye looks at her and goes, "Yep, looks like this has to be done." And she was like, "Yeah, it looks like it has to." Then he's like, "Wait, why does it sound like we're talking about two different people here?" About as good a. And she did her thing, and I'm like, "Come on, Hawkeye, don't let her do this." And then he blows her up from the side, like there's that little blow up.
Yeah.
Puts her to the side. I'm like, "There you go, Hawkeye. Go there. There's no redeeming you. You lost your family. Fuck you. You know, let's just do this." And then she grabs him and wraps him up with the rope and hangs him.
Yep.
And when she looks at him and goes, "Just let me go," was devastating.
That fucking hurt.
That was devastating. This is a chick that's been around. Black Widow has been around in the comics forever, but in the movies since Iron Man 2. And I didn't know who she was in Iron Man 2. Like I had no clue. Like it never dawned on me that she was Black Widow.
yeah, I was gonna say you didn't know she was Black Widow.
Like I know. I'm like,
Because
why
we
is
obviously
she
knew
here?
who Black Widow was.
Well, no. We knew who Black Widow was. We also knew her name
Until
was
Nick
Natasha.
Fury introduced her as Natasha Romanoff.
No, but even when Nick Fury did that,
Oh, you didn't realize it was.
Look, I didn't even put two and two because I know Natasha Romanoff, but I'm just like, oh, that can't be who I think it is. And they did the whole thing, and I'm like, is that really who I think it's supposed to be? But in Avengers, I know exactly who she was.
Yeah.
Because
Well, Avengers, she finally
She-
got her first like real scenes.
those scenes, and also she had like a better personality. Like in Iron Man 2, she wasn't.
She was just like, I'm
something
gonna kick
was-
Yeah, something was a little bit off with her
Off.
because I was actually just watching Iron Man 2 and then I was watching Avengers like yesterday.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was watching Iron Man 2.
You can
and I was
feel
like,
it.
Yeah, it was a little off.
Okay,
She was much better from
Avengers on.
Avengers on. She
Avengers,
was
she was-
fine, but her first introduction, it was.
It was a little shaky, but literally, this is, and for her to do that, and then
like too girly or something.
yeah,
I thought she wasn't as strong of a woman as she later on became.
yes, because
from
Josh,
Avengers on.
what's his name, the director of Avengers,
Josh Whedon,
Josh Whedon knows how to write
females.
females.
Yeah.
Buffy, but it made all the sense in the world that it was her,
and it was going to be Hawkeye. But one chick was like she was a screenplay chick. It was a screenplay chick that ended up going, no, it should be her. Like this is a moment all built for her. Mm-hmm. Like this is what she, and some people are like again complaining that why she just killed herself like that. Whatever.
She sacrificed herself.
She sacrificed for her family. For her family, and also she feels like a monster. She feels like she can't be loved. Like she has her own issues. Mm-hmm. There's a perfect way to end it for her. And also, he gets his family back. Yeah. She doesn't like. She's not anybody.
Well, I think she mentioned that too.
She said that. Yeah, she did. Yeah.
But here's the question, and I think here's like one of the questions that people keep asking. One, there's a Black Widow movie coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Two,
prequel.
Yeah.
Two, when
with Hawkeye.
Do we know it's a prequel? We don't know it's a prequel. Nobody's talked about it yet.
But it's going to have to be, and I wouldn't be surprised if Hawkeye's in it, and it's going to be that thing that you keep talking about.
Why would it have to be if Captain America brings back the stones? Does he get that life? In order to get the stone, it's life for a life. But returning the stones, does that bring that life back? So.
Also, Loki's out there. You could just be like, "Oops!"
No, but also that's the other. But also, Cap can go back and fix that. Cap can absolutely go back and stop that from happening, because the goal is to put everything back in order so it doesn't shred.
So does he go back in time before she takes the stone or before she kills herself to bring the stone back?
No, at the moment that they receive it, she puts it back. So if she's dead, Hawkeye receives it. Hawkeye goes into the future to return it. He shows up and puts it in. So it almost looks like there's two different stones. Mm-hmm. He takes it and leaves. Yeah. He comes back and puts down. Okay. What I want to see is Captain America go to put the Soul Stone back and sees Red Skull.
Yeah.
That's going to be an interesting conversation.
By the way, there's probably just a question for you. And I wanted to talk to you and Noel about it. Tell me that when Hawkeye wakes up after he gets a stone, was that not the eclipse?
Yeah, it was like that. It was like that in Infinity War as well.
No, like the lake that Griffith was in.
Yeah, dude, it was like that in Infinity War as well. You don't remember that with Thanos?
No, I don't remember that.
The lake is exactly the same. Exactly he literally wakes up and he looks at his hand and he has a soul stone. The lake, the eclipse, everything.
Like it has the rocks coming out of the lake and it has like the eclipse. It looks just like the lake that Griffith is in. It's crazy.
But we lose that. The whole Nebula Wi-Fi thing.
Oh yeah, the neural network.
I thought that was kind of stupid. Yeah. That was just like, that really felt like, if any part of the movie felt like it was just thrown in for story's sake, it was that part. Yeah. Like they're like, I don't know, just
without that part, the rest of the movie.
Well, of course, but that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like they were like, well, how can we do this? And they're like, I don't fucking know.
And it's just amazing how alien technology is way too similar to our technology.
Right.
That was fine. It was whatever. The whole replacing of Nebula. Is there any other key points that we're missing? Oh, back in time. The Stan Lee cameo.
Oh yeah, they go back to the 70s.
And Tony Stark gets to talk to Howard Stark.
Yeah. That was to me was touching too.
I actually liked that part very much.
That was
Cap walks into an office.
Now, after watching it, obviously there's foreshadowing there.
Yep.
But it brought a lot of closure to. I think it brought a lot of closure to Tony
Stark.
Yeah,
he made peace with his dad.
The issues with his dad started from Iron Man 1.
Thank you. For everything you did in this country.
Yeah. But yeah, I love that part.
For both of them, like Steve got to see.
He got to see Peggy.
And
Tony got to see his father.
And talk with his father.
Yeah.
That was rough. Those two should have been the last two to go back there, but it's
Yeah.
fine.
Right, dumbasses.
I mean, and then obviously, same part. Going back in time, Thor went back to
Yep.
Asgard.
To Asgard
and he got
for,
to
yeah.
see his mom, and I love that part.
Yeah, I did too.
That part was. Did you find that part? Any part of it funny? Like him talking about to his mom, like just talking about his mom, and like
No, that was like a legitimate.
the writers also wrote Dark World, which is why they put Dark World in it. Like, nah, you guys could say it's a bad movie.
Listen,
but it's not.
That's the other thing. This movie is so fucking good that it makes me want to go back and go see The Dark World.
Yep.
To like rewatch that because that was like one of the
Yep.
bad movies in the MCU.
Suppose.
And this makes me.
I didn't mind it,
like,
but
want to go watch it.
And I see. I didn't find that was a serious tone. I enjoyed that a lot. I didn't feel it was.
Yeah, can you over my audio?
It wasn't marked up for laughs at all.
Looks like I'm like spiking mad hard.
No, it was a legitimate. That was like a legitimate mother son
Bonding. Yeah.
conversation. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't find it funny at all. Like I said, it was that to me was like that was very touching to me.
Yeah.
Seeing that
You know what would have been cool?
for him to get that closure, and then especially at the end was like he still felt that he wasn't worthy, and he still was able to call Mjolnir.
Made him feel better. What would have been cool?
If he got to see the Warriors 3, and he was like, guys, I miss you guys. Fucking shit.
Johnny loves the Warriors 3. I mean, I do too, and their deaths were shitty, but it's a different movie.
Garbage, dude. They
Like
were
I
just
said,
treated like garbage.
Like we were talking about before, the interpretations of comic books into movies and or cartoons are never going to be one to one.
No, but
exact, you know.
But how are they going to treat the Warriors 3 so well in the first two movies, and then they're just like, yeah, whatever, they're dead. That was my issue.
I don't even remember. Well, I barely remember the second movie, but
They fought well in the first movie, and in the second movie they actually had like big parts.
yeah.
And then it was just like, yeah, whatever. Anyway, that's a different thing.
So, Thanos shows up, you know, as they gather the Infinity Stones, they put it into an Iron Man glove that takes a shape. Hulk grabs it,
And tries to snap.
and Iron Man told him, "Just bring back the ones that disappeared. No other changes.
Don't change anything from the last 5 years.
Just bring back the people that disappeared." And Hulk was too busy thinking about the people that disappeared and trying to bring Black Widow back.
Mm-hmm.
Does a snap. It obviously hurts a lot. There's a lot of like gamma radiation with it, what have you. He looks pretty burnt and hurt. And then the entire place gets blown up. I thought we lost Ant-Man there for a minute.
I thought Ant-Man died too.
You saw
I
that
was
explosion
like,
that hit
no
Ant-Man,
way.
and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
I did because I have like a downloaded copy.
Yeah.
And like people were doing this too. They were when that scene happens, if
He
you do it in
shrinks.
slow mo,
Yep, he shrinks.
He shrinks.
Yeah.
That's-
No.
As the explosion, he goes.
No, I actually noticed that the first time, and I said to, like, at first I thought he died. I was like, no, I could have sworn he shrunk. And then you see him, and he shrunk.
That's great. So that happens. And this is where I don't like when people are like, you're telling me that random rat unlocked, got Ant-Man out of there. You're telling me that this random part did this. You're telling me that the first three out of the rubber is Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor looking down at Thanos. What's the likelihood of that? Who the cares what the likelihood of that is?
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. Give it to me.
Yeah. Exactly. Who gives a shit?
And to see those three and to watch them fight. And this
Oh
is
my god! Just when they were just standing there and they were looking at Thanos and they were just like, "What's he been doing?" Nothing was sitting there.
yep.
He's like, "Well, let's go down there. You know it's a trap, right? So, as long
And
as
they-
we're all in agreement." And then you just see Thor like this in the lightning, and he calls
The
Mjolnir
storm,
and
yeah.
Stormbreaker. I was like, "Oh my fucking god!"
Here they go. Battle on. He puts his helmet on, grabs his weapon.
starts the fight. I feel it. And then Thor is about to get Stormbreaker to the chest. And I'm like, oh, boy. And about to get Stormbreaker to the chest.
Thank you.
And we see
Go ahead.
something hit Thanos. Like in the back. And you see him go forward. And the hammer starts going backwards.
I thought when I saw that, first when Stormbreaker was starting to go through his chest, technically Thor should have been dead because that shit started going. When you see it, it was like going deep,
Dude,
like
I
deep.
Well, the thing is, when
Unless
it was
his
going
armor,
deep, I was
his
thinking,
armor was literally like 3 inches thick.
I was thinking it was his armor slowly cutting through, like
Yeah.
it was going through the armor,
Yeah.
and he has thick armor. I'm like, oh god, please tell me that's more thick.
Like it had to be because that looked like that shit was just like going in deep. But good.
And then the hammer goes back, and I'm like, and I thought nothing of it. I'm just like, all right, cool, the hammer's going back.
Same here. I thought he was calling it.
And then it goes on the hands of the man himself.
This guy's having an orgasm.
And Cap grabs that, and I'm just sitting there like, I can't wait. And yet again, I heard more people complaining, the lightning comes from Thor, not the hammer. The hammer
Bitch.
has its own lightning.
Yeah.
It amplifies Thor's powers.
Does nobody know anything about these fucking comic books?
It has its own lightning. Like he's the god of thunder, and he has his own lightning powers.
Yeah.
But he uses the hammer,
enhances it.
and also has its own lightning powers of its own.
Exactly.
Which is why he can bring the storm, and when he throws the hammer, there's lightning coming off the hammer.
Yeah.
Just in general. And then Cap starts beating his ass, and I was happy with all of it. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah. No, I fucking loved it. Listen, when I saw that, at first I didn't think anything of the hammer getting picked up because I literally thought that it was like Thor like calling it and shit, and it was just gonna hit Thanos in the back of the head. I was like, okay, cool, he's calling the hammer, and then you see, brung, but then it goes back, and I'm like, what? And then it's fucking Captain America, and I'm like,
and then Thor like, I knew it.
yes, oh my god, like I fucking love that. That was like,
that scene, Johnny, you not say anything about
and
it?
then just like, oh my god, and the way Captain America was just like fighting Thanos, between throwing his shield, when he threw his shield, hit Thanos, bounced off of him, and then he threw Mjolnir at it.
Yeah, and then
knocked Thanos back.
and-
Oh my god, I was like, fuck. Yes, but no, just when he was calling the lightning and shit, like just
Yep.
in the beginning, it was just twisting it, and just like, fuck you, fucking Thanos, bitch.
And anything you got for that?
That was my favorite part of the movie.
No, was that your favorite part of the movie?
I will go on record and say, and I have evidence that when that happened, first of all, you guys are fucking idiots. When I saw that hammer get picked up, I was like, it has to be Cap. It has to be Cap. And then when I saw it come back, I literally stood up in the theater, screamed yes, and started clapping. I couldn't help it. I could not help it.
You can't help
I
that.
literally yes, and just started just going off. And of course, everyone else started going like crazy too. But yeah, that was my.
But like I thought nothing of it because I didn't think it was gonna happen. Like when I saw,
I didn't think it was gonna. You literally just see the hammer like.
I know,
but
and
you see that all the time
when I saw
I had a feeling because I knew at some point in the MCU, Cap was gonna pick it up. I knew it, and if it was any movie, it was gonna be this one. This was the last one.
As I saw it lift up,
when I saw it lift up, I'm like, that has to be Cap. I hope it's Cap.
I prayed it was Cap, but I'm like, probably like I was like, oh, Cap could do that, but like I didn't think anything of it.
That didn't even come to mind. I just said, oh, he's calling the hammer. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, no,
didn't
it has to be
even
Cap.
I didn't even think about Captain America.
And then when that happened, I was like, please
because
let
I mean,
it be
we
Cap.
know,
Please let it be
we
Cap.
know that Captain America in the comic books picks up the hammer multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's tons of
tons
what
of
ifs, what if stories of where Cap has to use the hammer. There's been
No, but
there's been times
canon.
where canon stuff where
canon
he's
stuff,
literally
yeah.
picked up the hammer
Yeah.
and has thrown it to Thor,
Yeah.
and Thor's grabbed it and then been able like
Yeah.
it's not like it's unheard of for him to actually grab the hammer.
But the fact that it was in the fucking movie is
Oh,
my god.
there's god
Again, the reason why I love this movie so much is you're seeing these things that you typically only see in colored pages
yes.
come to life.
I enjoyed all of that, and then you see Thanos start beating everyone's ass, breaks his shield. Oh my god! You see him drop.
My chest was hurting
but
when
no,
that shield was
but-
breaking. I was like, oh.
Honestly,
fuck.
I thought Cap. I'm being dead ass. I thought Cap was gonna die there.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
I
please,
thought so,
God,
too.
no.
Not me.
Please, no.
Not me. I literally had no fear of him dying. I was like, nope, get up, Cap. You can do this all day. Get up, Cap. You can do this all day. And he's sitting there, he's breathing heavy.
Which is what he told.
Yeah.
So when he went
Yeah,
back in
yeah,
time,
I
He was like,
know.
I can do this all day. Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, I know. And you see him, and he's slowly getting up. And I'm like, let's do this. Come on. And then he tightens up the shield, and I'm like, broken shield and all.
I thought he broke his arm because you saw when he did that there was like this big ass
Gash,
on his arm,
yeah.
and I thought he cut his arm, and so he went to go tighten the shield up to keep his arm in place so that it wouldn't like get ripped off.
But I see him tighten
I don't
up.
know if he did break his arm, but it looked like it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then you see him tighten it up. You can do this all day. Then you see the entire army of Thanos show up. It's literally Cap against the army.
Yeah.
And Thanos. Tightens that up like man without fear. I'm like, let's do this. I was
Which is
all
exactly
in.
what happened. Didn't it happen in the Infinity Gauntlet?
Yeah, he was the last one
It was
standing.
Thanos
He
and
was-
Captain
he was-
America.
he was the
face to
last
face.
one
He was
standing.
the
Yeah.
last one. And you know,
Out of the Marvel heroes,
and
besides,
he
like,
beat
Silver
he
Surfer
beat
and shit.
he was beating Thanos. He was hurting him, and then finally Thanos had to get like
Not
ground.
really. He
No, he hit him a couple times, but he hit him a couple
like
times.
once. I looked
and-
at that comic again.
Are you sure it was only once?
then
Thanos punched him and missed.
No. Well, yeah, like he stood his ground. Like,
stood-
that's the thing. He
and then
Thanos grabbed his like feet and
like-
smacked him.
He had like the ground pin him down
Yeah.
and then smacked him and killed him. But anyway, so it's just him. It's all that. I'm like, let's do this. I was in, and then I stopped and I went, "Is this the third act of the movie?" Because no clue. It felt like an hour went by.
I didn't even think of that shit until that shit was over. Credits are rolling. I was like, "It's been 3 hours." No, I'm kidding.
So then here we go, and all you hear is, "Hey, Cap. Can you hear me, Cap? It's Sam. On your left."
Yo, I started
God,
clapping.
Yeah.
And I went, wait, but who's gonna? And the thing opens up, and the first three you see. Sorry, the thing opens. The portal opens up. First person you see, and I'm like, Black Panther, I love you. I'm like, Johnny's got it.
Yes.
When Johnny sees this, he's gonna be
I was like,
he's gonna be screaming.
Yeah.
Loved it.
He's gonna be screaming.
Loved it.
And then
Sam
Sam
flies
flies right out.
And then after that, it was
You had the people that were on Titan or wherever they were. Yeah, they were
it
on
was
Titan.
on Titan. They were on Titan. Yeah.
Show up.
Yep.
So you had Doctor Strange, the Guardians of the Galaxy, and Spider-Man show up. You had Wong show up with a bunch of other people.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it
Doctor
was
Strange
pretty much all
asked
of
if that's everybody. And Wong's like, you want it more?
Yeah, I mean, it was basic. Everybody just started coming through. You started seeing the Ravagers.
Yeah.
Ravagers were showing
Yep.
up. Everybody from Wakanda was coming back. You know, Bucky and Groot and Scarlet Witch.
In this one, I told Johnny, I absolutely loved what they did with Scarlet Witch.
Oh,
Yeah, they gave her a
She
big scene.
handed Thanos his
Oh
ass.
yeah.
He was beaten.
But I mean,
It was done.
So, but before that, just seeing all the characters there, like for me, this is where I like stood up in the movie theater twice when I went to go see it. Was just everybody coming out. Avengers
Yes.
assemble. I was like, oh my fucking
He did that.
God.
He did that. I'm not gonna lie. I bounced. Like I
bounced. I got a boner.
I legitimately I felt. I'm like
that
Actually, it's funny because you know how you guys were like, I wasn't even thinking about the Thanos. I wasn't even thinking he was going to say that. And Angelo was like, when it was coming up, when everyone was getting ready, he was like, wait for it. I'm like, what? He was like, wait for it. And he goes, Avengers! Like, it gives me chills.
Yeah.
It gives me chills thinking about assemble.
Oh my god. And then just seeing fucking everybody running. Even fucking...
what's
I
her name?
love-
Rescue. What's her name?
Yeah, Rescue.
With Pepper.
Yeah,
Potts.
Pepper Potts. Yeah, Rescue.
I even love, like, I love the part where it was just like everybody's fucking running. Sorry, everybody's fucking running. And then you just see one of the giant Chitauri, what do they call them? They call them like the Chitauri whales or whatever.
Yeah, the Chitauri Wells.
And you just see Giant Man just fucking.
Ghost!
I was like, oh, yes.
Dude, seeing everybody.
Can I say one of my complaints now?
This fucking guy ruins our
No,
momentum.
this is his complaint.
Yeah.
His complaint. He'll tell you
Go
there's
ahead,
a bunch of problems. There's only one problem he has with the whole movie. There's literally only one problem. Go ahead. What's your problem?
Winter Soldier shot a machine gun. That's it. I was upset by that. I was like, why the
all he did was shoot.
and also all Falcon did was go up and go, oh, and he stabbed someone.
No, he was flying. He was flying around and he was firing. I saw him in the back. You see him in the background firing. I've seen it enough times, but they're not going to show everybody doing all types of shit.
I know, but this is this is my biggest complaint, and all the other ones are invalid.
And I
to this one.
agree with this. If he's going to say the one I think it is, which is his only one problem that he has, I agree.
This is my only. This is my. If this was fixed, and this is what I say, I think it should have been.
Mm-hmm.
The movie would have been a straight 10 out of 10. I would have been like, it beats every other movie. It should have been another 30 minutes.
At least.
Because what I would have liked, and what I was hoping was, and I thought that, and that's why when I went, wait, has it been 3 hours? This is why I thought of that, because they just defeated Thanos, and like that was it. What I thought was gonna happen, I'm seeing everyone fight. I saw Winter Soldier shoot a machine gun, and I was like, well okay, I guess this is what he's doing for now. Star-Lord was like, Gamora, and he gets kicked in the nuts, and I'm like, okay, whatever. I thought what was gonna happen was Thanos was gonna be like, oh crap, I gotta get out of here. Get like some kind of other ship or jump on a Chitauri whale or something, get away, and there was gonna be one final confrontation with like all the main like movie Avengers fighting Thanos for the final battle, and that's where they were gonna beat him. And I think if they would have done that and did like even another 20 minutes, and they would have done that, I think I would have liked it because it would have gave everyone a little bit more part.
Okay, I don't agree with that completely, but I agree with him with the. It should have been
Screen
longer.
time?
Yeah, it should have been longer. Yeah, screen time for it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if they added 30 minutes, 45 minutes.
Yeah. I have to agree with that. Even if it wasn't
Or-
that long.
or-
Even if it was like another...
10.
If you did another 10 minutes
Yeah.
and just giving everybody more screen time, like showing them
Fight
fighting a little bit more,
would have been great.
then you...
Yeah, no, and even if they didn't,
And it's
even
not
have
to bash, what they did do, because
No, not at all.
No.
We just
nobody's
wanted
ever
more.
fucking doing that.
We
Yeah,
just want
we
more of
wanted
it.
more, yeah.
We
No,
literally wanted more
but
of it. That's
Hence, 10 out of 10 for me. Like, they gave me enough to make me happy, but they also made me want more.
that was my biggest problem, and that was like the first thing I.
This is coming. Yeah, absolutely. This is coming from a guy who can't take 22 minutes of his time to watch a show with me. He's like, oh god, dude, it's and like it's.
Well, that's why I don't want shows.
It's like pulling teeth
And
to
then
watch
again,
22 minutes.
They gave you enough that you were satisfied, because you even if it's not a 10 out of 10 in your eyes, if it's 9 out of 10, that's still fucking high up.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
To the point where you wanted more. Like, they did such a great job that you want to keep going.
I can't believe, because it doesn't feel like a 3-hour movie. I watched it twice.
It doesn't.
It doesn't feel like a 3-hour movie. I thought I'd feel it the second time. You don't feel it. It doesn't feel like a 3-hour movie. It just
It
doesn't.
does not.
It's just not like that's a movie that
By
you
the
got to be
time
careful
by the-
watching
Yeah.
Because if you go, oh, I got 3 hours before I have to leave for work. Let me go brush my teeth. Let me go eat something.
And
let me
start
put it
watching
on.
this movie. No, you're gonna be fucking late.
You're gonna late, bro. That's too late. It's 3 hours. You're late.
Well, it's funny because I'm thinking of like the complaint and like exactly that. They just had like 10 minutes.
Yeah, if it was like 10 minutes to show everybody.
Because I'm being dead ass, like I'm sorry, I love Winter Soldier. Like, he's one of my favorites, you know?
Yeah,
he's
but
always
they really didn't show him fighting.
all he literally did was shoot a machine gun. But like,
you didn't see anybody. You didn't see everybody. You didn't see.
You
You saw Drax for like 2 seconds. You didn't see.
and that was
you didn't see Groot fighting. Groot didn't fight at all.
I also mentioned that. Also, you didn't see Rocket fight in that fight either.
Rocket wasn't fighting.
Which that was my problem.
Although
if they just
Rocket was in the full movie. Like, I would have liked to have seen more screen time for the characters that came back.
Yes.
That were not in the whole movie.
Yeah,
So, like,
absolutely.
not seeing Rocket fight. Yeah, that sucks. But he was in.
But he was a huge part of the movie. Yeah. Groot, Star-Lord also was just kind of like he like shot someone and then got kicked in the nuts by like Gamora. I would like to see Star Drax just stab someone.
First time, got them both the second.
Again, Winter Soldier shooting a machine gun. Like, honestly, if they just had a little bit more with like Falcon and like just have Winter Soldier like punch someone mad hard and then like do something else, at least, I would have been happy.
At the very least, like more background type fights, like seeing him do stuff.
That's what I'm saying.
In the background, like something a little bit more. I get it.
That is my one huge legitimate gripe with the movie, and also I'm gonna say this is another huge legitimate gripe. That's the only one that's like, this is setting it. Yeah, like these two things are the one I don't even that much. The one I just mentioned, that is the only thing that's like, this is an actual problem I have with the movie. But this other thing, I wish Hawk would just have raged out once.
Who?
Hawk. He didn't rage out once. He was constantly.
I think he kept saying Hawk. I'm like, who the fuck is Hawk?
No, Hulk.
Hulk. Yes, I would have.
He didn't even like fight. That was another issue. That I was like, what
that's
the fuck,
that's
man?
why I said early on, like, I had my two problems originally firsthand was with Thor and with Hulk.
Like, even if he was just like
Hulk,
in the last battle, he was just like Banner, what are you doing here? I'm just here to smash something. You see him like punch something. You know
here's
what I mean?
I'm thinking. Like, when you think about it, or at least for me, like the way I'm saying it, you have Hulk and you have Thor. Those literally from the original Avengers, those were the two strongest Avengers there. And in this movie, I personally feel like they've been depowered.
Yeah.
In order to give room to the other heroes, like that's kind of how I feel like what they would have. They did a little.
Captain Marvel. I know there's a couple people that didn't like what happened. Oh my god,
Captain Marvel! I fucking love her. I love that fucking movie. Did we do a Captain Marvel review?
No, because I never saw it.
Oh well. Go fuck yourself.
All right, because I don't have much interest in it.
So she came in, destroyed the whole mothership. I was fine with that. I was fine her fighting Thanos. I didn't like when Thanos went to headbutt her that she didn't move. I would have liked for her to just like cock her head back and look at him like, "What are you doing?"
Oh no,
that would have been great.
I love the fact that she didn't fucking move.
Okay, cool. So at least you like that. But everyone's like, "Oh, it's ridiculous. She's so powerful."
They broken his fucking fingers off though.
No, but you saw her going to it.
She was
there. She was there,
but then he punked out and grabbed the Power Stone, fucking bitch.
And then I did like how she was taken out. It made sense. He went, "Oh shit, I'm about to get wrecked here."
Yeah.
Good. She was out.
Yeah.
Out for the rest of the fight.
He's strategic and he's a thinker.
Yeah. Which works
when it comes to fighting.
I know there are
which
people
is
that
the
complain
reason
about
why
that.
like Hulk got his ass kicked in Infinity War.
Oh yeah, he was hitting him in spots.
Hulk probably could have fucking full powered Hulk would have probably taken out Thanos. But the fact that Thanos
hit him in the throat,
has been in combat and is strategic, that's why he took him out.
A street fighter versus an actual combatant.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, I was fine with that. I also really liked the line, and it's just one line, but she says it, and with the smile and like the kind of cockiness, I was like, "Yo, it's Captain Marvel, like it's Miss Marvel." The one line that she did literally sounded like Miss Marvel. To me, she didn't sound like Miss Marvel at all up until this one line. And I'm talking about from her original movie till now. One line. Hi, Peter Parker. You got something for me? That, like, the way she smiled, the way she said it, she sounded like a human. It was beautiful. I love that. We just said, hi, Peter Parker. Hey, Peter Parker. You got something for me? And then she takes it and goes off. Oh, I'm sorry. She takes it. And then there's that splash scene of all the women superheroes.
Which I love that part too.
I loved it too. Like, I didn't mind it. I know a lot of people are like, well, you're telling me they just happen to be a brown day. Let me
up.
have my picture.
Listen, just
Let me have my picture.
Let them.
Let me
fucking,
have my picture.
Let them fucking like.
What are the chances Captain America, Thor, and Iron Man were the first ones out of that rubble
Yeah.
to see Thanos? What are the chances?
Yeah.
Let me have my picture. Let me have my picture. Shut up. I don't care. Just give it to me.
Who cares? I fucking love that though. Just
I thought it
with
was
with all the women just showing up and like. I loved it. I just fucking loved it. Like I fucking love that shit.
Jenna, what did you think about that? Did you care? Did it even bother you at all? Did it even matter?
I mean, yeah, like when I saw that, I was like, yeah, here goes the fucking internet rage. Like,
Here goes the internet rage.
like I didn't even think twice about it, but like it just bothered me because I'm like, this is gonna cause a controversy. Like, I hate seeing things like that. Like, it's like, here we go.
But yeah, but so you didn't like it because you knew that people online were gonna bitch about it.
Did you personally like it?
But did you
Forget
like to
about
see-
other
yeah.
people.
I didn't care either way. You know what I mean?
Because
I
it
was
seems
just
like so it's this a lot of the things, not everything, but a lot of the things that you've said that you've had a problem with are not so much a problem with the movie; it's a problem with people.
I mean, like I didn't like. It didn't like it. Literally, I feel nothing of it. I was just like, all right, like the females, like this is like their shot. Like,
Okay.
No.
And then this movie ends with Thanos getting the goddamn glove again. It ends with him getting the fucking glove again. Him saying, I'm...
Wait, well, before that, he got the glove. Captain Marvel
Yeah,
came went to go break his fucking fingers off. Oh my god, I wish they would have.
He
I
knocks
wish
her out.
he just would have been like, fucking ripped them off.
Now he knocks her out.
I hate that motherfucking Thanos.
Iron Man goes to try to like tussle with him and try to get it off.
No. Very important part. Doctor Strange.
That's right. He does the little one. Like there's we got one shot to win this. Iron Man then tussles with him. He gets tossed off like it was nothing. Then Thanos says, I'm inevitable. What?
Nothing.
The fuck?
you know what I love too? Everyone's like, I remember there's so many complaints after like Infinity War, and like even now, like or even when the movie came out. Why the fuck did Doctor Strange give Thanos the
stone?
The stone. Why? It's so stupid.
Did you watch the fucking movie? Did
Like,
you hear what he said?
It was obviously the one time where they
Yes,
couldn't win. It was so obvious. Like, there was people who legitimately had a problem with that. Why would he ever do that?
Mind you, this wasn't written in the script. And they went, we'll try to come up with a couple, Tony Stark would say something and try to come up with a couple things. Can't remember who finally came up with it, but somebody was just like, have him say what he said at the end of his first movie. And they were all like, that brings it full circle, people. That's what we're going with. And he pauses too. He goes, and I am Iron Man.
Can I ruin this moment?
Absolutely.
All right. So, again, in my theater, okay?
Your theater sucks. You need to watch movies by yourself.
So, when Iron Man's dying, everyone's having their moment. Okay. Let's talk about a little bit of the scene. Peter Parker comes out, and he's like, no, Mr. Stark, please. Like, we're going to make it. We're going to make it. That was pretty heartfelt. Pepper comes out, and she's really calm and collected. Mm-hmm. And she's like, it's all right. It's going to be all right. And everyone...
We did it. We're safe.
Yeah. Everyone in the theater is dead quiet. Okay? All of a sudden, we hear... some baby in the theater, like, just began to cry. It wasn't wailing. So, like, It just sounded like it was like an edit on like YouTube of someone putting the sound of a baby crying. When and like it's so sad, like Tony Stark's like he's like dying and shit. Oh, and then someone apparently like the dad or something was like, "We're sad too, baby." Yeah, that was my theater experience.
And to come full circle that way with I Am Iron Man and him to go. And somebody said when I saw this, when I saw what happened right after that scene, I'm like, if anyone didn't cry with Iron Man dying, they cried at that part. And it's when you see the original arc reactor that he had.
Oh yeah.
And it says
First
proof
funeral.
that Tony Stark
Tony
Skater
Stark
die.
has a heart.
That 5 years is too much for him, man.
And they put, I'm like, whoever didn't cry about that is gonna cry now. And they show everybody at that wedding.
Yeah.
Right? It's a wedding. It was a wedding.
Wedding?
The wedding.
That's
That's what
Sebastian.
That's what Tom Holland.
Oh.
That's what they told Tom Holland.
Was it Tom Holland or Sebastian?
No. Tom Holland. I was just watching it on. He was on Jimmy Fallon last night.
Oh, last night? No. So
Or sorry, he was on Jimmy Fallon Thursday.
Thursday. No, then it was because this happened.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, Sebastian said the same thing. He goes, it was a
they
wedding,
must have-
right?
Yeah,
it was a
'cause
wedding.
they must have like lied to all of them.
To all of them,
To
same.
Tom Holland, they always.
They always lie to him because he can't keep a
Because he
secret.
can't keep a secret.
So they go through everybody. They got all those people in one scene.
And they were all actually there, not like
They were there.
CG.
There wasn't like-
They
yeah,
were
CG.
all together,
They were all together for that one scene.
including someone that most people didn't know who it was.
The kid from Iron Man 3.
Yeah. The kid from Iron Man 3. When I saw it, I was like, who the fuck is that? That must be the kid from Iron Man 3. And then I
That-
came back home to confirm it.
That's what I assumed.
Yeah.
And then when I watched it the second time, I went, who the hell is that? Oh, wait, no, I figured it out. Wait, who did I figure out? Who the hell is that kid? Completely forgot who it was. And then somebody said the kid from Iron Man 3, and I went, yeah, I know. Oh, wait, no, I forgot.
Yeah, stupid.
Actually, you know what's funny is the whole the only time I choked up in the movie. There's but obviously a bunch of sad scenes, but the only time I had to like swallow was when I saw Rhodey crying. I don't know what got me, but when they're going through,
Well,
and you
between Rhodey crying and then the other part that had me choking up too. I was like choking up through this whole fucking last half. I was like fucking. But was when Happy was talking to.
Oh, my
Oh,
goodness.
yeah.
And
She
she
was
goes,
like, "You're hungry? What do you want? Cheeseburgers." And I was just like,
dude, again, the first thing Tony asked for when he got back,
"Was cheeseburgers?"
cheeseburgers.
And Happy was just like, "I'll give you all the cheeseburgers you want." That was like,
And you guys remember when Black Widow passed? Hulk was bad and he took a bench and he threw it.
yeah.
Somebody mentioned, they came full circle. That bench landed.
That was on.
Where-
That was on Kevin Smith's podcast.
Was it?
Kevin Smith and
Mark Bernard.
Bernardin? That's what they talked about. Mark Bernardin was like, "Oh, and it came full circle. The bench that no,
the
hold
bench-
on.
the bench that Hulk threw?
That Hulk threw when he found out that Natasha died
oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
was
Remember
the
he-
same bench.
that Cap was
Captain America
sitting
was
on
sitting on.
because that's where it landed.
Nice.
I remember I was watching.
That shit
Kevin
went.
Smith- I was watching Kevin Smith. I was watching his podcast on YouTube, and Kevin Smith was just like, "I want to see your fucking movie. You just made a great movie better."
Stupid as shit.
That's so fucking.
Anyway, so then Captain America has a job of making sure Loki doesn't get away, of returning the hammer back, returning the soul back.
I don't
all
know
the
if he had a
stones.
job to stop Loki from getting away, but he had to return all the stones to where they were
and not change time. I feel like part of that would be to stop Loki, unless they want that loophole there
for the Loki TV
for the
show.
Loki show.
For the Loki show, yeah. Which is what I'm thinking, but I don't know.
So they have him go back.
But they also say, I'll let you finish, but I'll talk about this.
Don't do anything stupid where I'm going. Which is
back to
another
the first Captain America.
I can't. You're taking all the stupid with you. I'm like, God, man, they're just. But again, it's the same writers. That's
And
that's
also
why it's so good.
Hawkeye and Black Widow, when they're heading to the one place, he's like, we're a long way from Budapest.
Yeah, Long Way from Budapest. Yeah, they mentioned that too.
Oh, yeah, there was a lot. There's a lot of nods to the other movies.
Coming,
Movies, yeah.
Yeah.
Full circle.
And just like Budapest, you and I remember Budapest a lot differently.
Yeah.
So it feels like Steve told something to.
Do you know anybody in this movie? Because
Steve?
Tony Hawk is in this movie.
I know. Tony Hawk died. There's a funeral in the movie. There's like a skateboard up. Like
There's a Steve.
Skateboard for a tombstone.
Steve says something. Steve says something to Bucky because like Bucky isn't surprised.
Bucky knew that he wasn't coming back.
Yeah, Bucky knew already
Because he said, "I'm gonna miss you." He said, "I'm gonna miss you."
Yeah, that's what he
But
said.
Hulk
He goes,
is like, "Yeah, he's gonna be gone for 5 seconds."
"Yeah,
You don't say, "I'm gonna
miss you for 5 seconds." No, he
knew
knows.
He wasn't coming back.
He's like, "I'm gonna miss you," and then you see him. You see Sam like, "Where is he?" Then get him back. And
Yeah, and then
he's like,
Bucky's
"Charles,
just like-
no, get him back." And then he's like, "Sam, look." Doesn't do anything like you go up and talk to that
Yeah.
guy.
Yep.
and also whatchamacallit, when he was like this doesn't belong to me, and I think at that point, right, Cat goes, yeah, it does.
He
And
said, how does it feel? Like it doesn't belong to me?
Yeah.
Well, it does.
well
Or
it doesn't.
or
And,
whatever he said.
and he looks at Bucky, and Bucky just nods at him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
goes
Bucky already knows.
He
He
knew.
knew everything. Be great if they kind of showed how he knew. If we had more time to see what.
I'm telling you, just 10 more minutes. Fucking shot a goddamn machine gun. That's all he did.
Well, I'm assuming that that was Cap's plan the whole time.
Oh no,
He
yeah,
told him.
he told him somehow. Well, whenever he told him whenever, but it was nice. And then the way it ended, man.
During the time between him shooting a machine gun and Thanos being
Probably during the fight. Yeah, during the fight. they were-
Bucky,
Bucky.
I need to tell you something.
Oh, I love that part too when
Bucky's just standing there in the T position.
Cap and Thor, they're fighting side by side, and they're like throwing.
Here, no,
Yeah,
you have the small one.
he's like, no,
Yeah,
you have the small
that
one.
shit was funny.
Yeah.
And then I'm sitting here like, oh, they're gonna still show more. Like, you want to tell me about her? No, I don't think I will.
And then they just
And then they pan, and I'm like, oh look,
they finished the movie, which is Captain America and Peggy dancing.
bro,
That was like
he finally got his dance. How many years?
fucking-
How many years did this man wait?
It was like 90 something, 100 and something, technically by the time the
Yeah,
Well,
Endgame.
to him, it felt like, a few years.
to him it felt at like 11 years. No,
17 years,
7.
11 years plus the 5. 16 years, sorry.
Yeah, 11 years plus the 5. Yeah. So 16 years.
16
Still 16 years for him to get that dance.
No, I was just screwing around.
But like, dude, how long? How long? And then he finally gets that dance with her.
Yeah, they closed off Iron Man and Captain America's story completely.
Yeah.
In this movie.
And then they sign their names like Star Trek.
That was like,
The Star Trek
yeah.
ending with everyone signing their names.
Yep.
And there was something at the end. I don't like it when people go, "Oh, there's nothing at the end." There was something at the end. There was no video at the end, but there was Iron Man working on his suit at the very end.
Yep.
Because I heard that, I went, "That's
that was fucked up. I got up and I walked out. And I was like, what was that? I'm like, I think that was a hammer hitting armor. I think it was Tony working on his suit. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what she's like, you sure it's not a bell? I'm like, pretty sure it was that. Could be wrong.
For Tony Hawk's funeral.
So yeah. It's hard to complain about this movie and I hate it because I want to be able to look at it unbiasedly and be able to just be like, as a movie on its own, does it explain its own things? Is it
Well, no, it doesn't, but it can't.
Yeah, it can't.
There's too much.
Yeah, it's saying
behind it.
it's too much behind it. There's too much behind it.
It can't be a standalone movie. It just can't. My not problems. My concern with things in the movie have to do with their theories in time travel, which do not fully make sense to me. And I still I keep trying to rewatch the movie to try to write this down again.
Problem, because there's a couple people that explain
you cannot change the past.
No, you can change the past. You can absolutely change the past. You just won't change your past.
Yeah, it'll lead to other strands of other universes.
So it's like a Doctor Who scenario.
Yes.
So okay. So with that, the other thing that came about was that reality cannot exist without the stones. Their reality currently exists without the stones.
She says that her reality will fall into chaos.
Her reality will fall into chaos without the stones.
Which
means that their current reality now does, because there are no stones.
But it doesn't. That's what she believes. She believes that because right now she's gone in the time stone and she's there to try to stop any kind of dimensional magic monsters from coming.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange can do that.
And that's their primary weapon for defending.
Yes, but Doctor Strange can do that without the time stone, which is why he's the best of them. Mm-hmm. And she's worried about her not being able to do that without the time stone. But it's fine because Captain America comes back and returns the time stone before she's left without it. As far as I'm taking it,
no, it makes sense. I still feel like there's a hole. I feel like there's a hole somewhere. The more I watch it, and I'm trying to listen, and I'm trying to write it down.
The only hole that I see, the biggest hole that I see, is Loki grabbing the Tesseract and disappearing. Is Cap supposed to go back in time to that spot and stop him from getting the Tesseract? It's
not you can't change the past, you can't change the future.
Yeah, you can't change the future.
Everything's already set. So whatever's going to happen is going to happen. But again, Loki leaving, what happens now?
That's Loki the only one that I have a question about. It's the only one.
The only thing I can think of is that it's a way for them to bring the show in.
Mm-hmm. That's the only thing I can think of.
Or to not kill.
And as far as Black Widow goes,
kill Loki like they did in Infinity War.
And as far as Black Widow goes, I absolutely, positively have no doubt it's going to be a prequel.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know if it's going to make sense to do a Black Widow prequel now that this whole era of because all 22 of these movies are part of the Infinity Saga.
Yep. You know what's not part of the Infinity Saga?
So
what it took for her to become part of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Exactly. So why even bother?
Because
there's a new saga that's going to start.
Have been screaming for a Black Widow movie.
And I get it. I'd like to see a Black Widow movie. I'm not unjustifying the reason for the
my
movie.
thing
Please
is
make the movie.
My thing is
I don't know whether it's going to be a prequel or not. I would think it would have to be.
If you don't make it a prequel, that death will become meaningless for that movie.
Very true.
And I know you're supposed to judge things on their own merit and what have you, but if you go back to that movie and you watch it and you see her jump off, you're going to be like, oh, wait, she comes back later in her own movie, though.
Yeah.
It's not going to feel as good.
Exactly. It would honestly bother me if they.
It would I would
because
really
exactly
be bothered.
that. You know, then all of that huge effect, you just completely waste it.
Like
Because I hate when they do that in any story. You know what I mean? When they make like a big event happen, and it's like based on a death or like a sacrifice.
They usually do that when it's like they make something that's not meant to be a sequel, that's not meant to be turned into a sequel or a trilogy. And they end up doing it.
Yeah, exactly. And then it feels like it's like, all right, well, that's retarded.
Like
kind of like the Matrix.
Kind of like the Matrix. So that's it. He saved everyone.
Yeah.
Golden. And then you see him in the movies, and
then
he's
it's like
still fighting.
Part 2 and Part 3.
Wait,
it's like, what? This doesn't make any sense. Yeah. And he really has no control of whatever. That's a whole nother.
You guys can make that another podcast of your own. I need to read and watch those movies.
But on Netflix, by the way.
Are they all of them?
All three of them.
Really?
Now.
So but that's what we were saying before we got distracted by the Black Widow not dying in the car. That special feeling that you get watching that movie will literally go away. They will take it away from you.
Yeah.
They found a way to bring back Gamora, but it's interesting because now Guardians of the Galaxy, have Part 3 has something neat to them. Can Star-Lord make Gamora fall in love with him again? Are they so meant to be?
Right.
That even though she's bad,
it's almost like a new Gamora.
No, yeah, it's a brand new Gamora.
Yeah.
Can that happen again? And can they even find her? Can they chase her? Can they? And we get to see if that. And the writer, James Gunn.
Yeah, he's coming back for it.
Yeah,
after he does.
It gives him a
Suicide
challenge.
Squad 2.
It gives him a challenge, and I'm sure he's more than up for it, and I'm sure he can direct. Does he write them as well?
I don't know.
But like whoever writes them does a good writing, and obviously he directs the crap out of them. But it gives him a challenge, and I'm sure it'll be something interesting to do with it, and I'm sure I'll like to watch it. But the Gamora we know is dead.
Yep,
she's gone. We can only hope that the new Gamora kind of somewhat acts like her by the time Part 3 is over. But Black Widow, they bring her back, and it will literally make Endgame less important instantaneously.
What if they fold in the multiverse?
If it's a different Black Widow, that'd be different because then it's like a different Gamora.
Yeah.
Because then you're starting from scratch. It's like not even the same woman.
Yep.
It could even be a story of that woman getting into our
I was just about to say, they could even do that, where it's a full-fledged, already in the Avengers Black Widow, but she comes into our world now.
Right.
Or it could be, can't remember the other.
I don't know.
I can't remember the other Black Widow. What was the other Black Widow? The one who the one with the blonde hair?
Yeah, I knew you were talking about that one. I can't remember.
And she betrayed Nick Fury, and then Natasha came and beat her ass. Can't remember her name. But yeah, this movie, and also and let's all be honest, the movie's not 3 hours long. The movie's, what is it, 5.5, 5 hours 45 minutes, some shit like that.
Oh, if you're including Infinity War.
Because to be honest, you're supposed to watch.
It's really like a two-parter.
Yeah, you're supposed to watch that shit together. You watch Infinity War. As soon as you've done that, you watch Endgame. And literally, any complaints that you have, for example, of like not seeing enough of your characters, is theoretically solved by the fact that you watched it as one movie.
Yeah. That's probably what they were thinking about that movie too, because they did shoot them back to back.
Yeah, straight. Like
they
there was no break.
Back to back. So
yeah,
like,
there was no break in between at all. They were taking
from
scenes.
a storyline and just like from a fan consumer of these. Yeah, it wasn't enough time. We didn't see enough of them. From the business side, logistically, trying to make these movies together, I understand why it didn't happen, and giving a little more screen time to other.
Yeah, because some of my biggest problems with Infinity War.
Barely any cap.
Barely any cap in Infinity War. If you really think about it.
Yeah.
There's barely any cap. He came in and was like, "I'm here," and then he was like, "Let's run, Black Panther," and then he basically did what he did in Infinity Gauntlet, where he punched Thanos, and then Thanos smacked him, and that's it. But here, they finished him and Iron Man's story off.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say this too. I'm sure you guys will completely disagree with me, but I'm going to say it because it's my opinion. Infinity War left more of an impact on me than this movie.
I'm sure it did.
I walked out of this movie going, that was fucking awesome. But I walked out of Infinity War like
What are they gonna do?
Yeah, you left with what?
Well,
what are you gonna
because
do? But
which was the whole point of the whole reason why they did Infinity War the way it did was for that effect. With this movie, you're wrapping up all the stories. You're supposed to.
But I was telling him I think I might have liked Infinity War more because it made me feel that way. I was blown away with Infinity War. I remember when I watched that movie, like, it didn't feel like this again, like, felt like, and again, whatever.
Do you like movies or shit or things that are like more to be continued and leave you?
No, I don't. No, and
that's the thing, he doesn't.
But I don't like cliffhangers. I really don't. And I tell people all the time, I'm like, a story should never end on a cliffhanger. A story needs to end like, that's it. It's a standalone story.
Like Star Wars Episode 8 ended perfectly well.
Fuck that movie. Anyway,
it was done, right? We don't need a 9.
We're not even talking about that movie. But I'm talking about, like, I was talking to
Empire Strikes Back ended on the cliffhanger. That was
yeah. But I was talking to my friend Gil about a certain story, and I wish I remembered because it was like a great example. It was like something that was a singular story that on its own was completely satisfying. But it came out with a sequel, and it was almost meant, and it fit perfectly. You know what I mean? But if it never had a sequel, it would still be good. It would still be amazing. There'd be no need. You know, like, I think the mark of a good story is something that continues its story and is still great, but its first part is still so standalone and so spectacular that you don't even need the second. But the second was still fantastic.
John Wick 2. Do you like John Wick?
We still need to see the John Wick movie.
I need to see John Wick.
You guys haven't seen him?
Dude,
no, and
I heard people give John Wick 1 a 10 out of 10.
Oh my fuck!
Angry Joe.
What are you doing with your
time?
time?
I hear
Johnny,
from
you guys have
everyone.
not
Alex.
lived.
I know.
Alex gave John Wick a 10 out of 10.
Everyone and their mother.
Part 3 is coming. Well, wait until Part 3 comes out. Because then you could just watch them consecutively.
No.
Because at this point, you might as well just wait until the Part 3 is out and then like.
No. Because I kind of want to just watch Part 1, Part 2, and then watch Part 3 in theaters.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's besides the point. Anyway, I don't like cliffhanger stories. I hate cliffhanger stories because that's just sequel bait. The reason why I give Infinity War a pass is because they told us from the beginning it's going to be a 2-parter. Yeah. It's expected. You know what I mean? It's not like one of those fucking movies like the Dark Universe that's like.
Well,
by the way,
here's the thing, though. When you really think about it, like, what if they just stopped at Infinity War and Endgame didn't come out?
That would be fucking crazy.
Like, that would have been a fucking crazy movie. Like,
no, it would have been.
And I get. I can see why you like Infinity War. Infinity War is kind of can be its own.
Yeah, it absolutely can be.
You're absolutely right.
Endgame cannot. But Infinity War can.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right, and I think that's why. Like,
I don't know why you like it. You don't like two-part. Like you said, you don't like cliffhangers.
I trust me. I don't
really like two-parters unless there are good stories, but they need to be their own standalone stories.
And the thing is, again, I like, I say this, and I'm sure people, but the thing is, like, it just left more. I remember going, but then this, and then this, and then this, and then this happened in Infinity War. I remember doing that in Infinity War.
You want to know why? I think the other thing is, too, it leaves more. Infinity War obviously left more to the imagination because you don't know what the fuck is going to happen now, right? So obviously now you start imagining, like, what could happen, what's going to happen, that type of deal. Whereas Endgame, it's the full wrap up of.
Well, exactly, and I feel like that's why Endgame. Like, I felt like with Endgame, I was satisfied. So I remember walking out and going, "That was a great movie." You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't like, "Boy, and the thing, and the thing," and I mean, like, the one thing I did do that with was with Cap, and I was like, "Oh my god, fucking Cap, go get the hammer."
If I'm just trying to figure something out here, in regards to you specifically. You don't like cliffhangers, but you like movies that end in a way that still leave more to the imagination. That if they came out with a part 2,
yes,
it's its own standalone movie. But if they came out with a part 2,
it would work. You know what I mean? Like, because there's some movies that close so hard that you almost can't make a part 2, and then they do anyway, and that's what makes it shit.
Usually,
you know what I mean? It makes it shit because they closed it so off.
And I completely agree with that.
Yeah, you know, this is something that just, like, I'm just thinking about, like, right now, that just popped into my head. Castlevania Lords of Shadow, okay? That story ended, you know, I'm not going to explain the story, but basically the main character, he finds what he was looking for that was going to bring back his dead wife, okay? He ends up finding it and realizes that if he puts it on, he has no power to bring anything back. All he can do is see what he wants to. Mm-hmm. So the entire journey was worthless. And then the game ends with him fighting Lucifer, and Lucifer going, haha, like, you know, you can't do anything, like, you know, humans are pieces of shit, like he usually does. And he goes, oh my fucking God, this, like, I can't believe, like, I was manipulated this whole time. And it just ended. And it ended with it being a sad ending. Mm-hmm. And that's it. They made a part 2. And it continued. Works. And it works. But the thing is, honestly, I didn't even know a part 2 was ever going to come out. I didn't think it was ever going to be a thing. And I was satisfied. I was like, that was a great effing game. It's one of my favorite games ever. And that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. But then the part 2 felt like a natural transition.
Right.
You know what I mean? Even though...
Oh, it was a natural transition. It didn't feel... It was a natural transition.
Well,
with what happened with the story, it could only be what it came out
exactly.
to be.
But you know what I mean? Like it was like that. You know, that is like a perfect example. I feel Metal Gear Solid. Do you not feel that the first Metal Gear Solid? Mm. Beautiful standalone story. The original. Yeah. You don't need anything after that. Nope. You really don't. It was a fantastic story. But guess what? They made 15 other games. But the thing is, they were all real good. You know what I mean? And like, well, I mean, part 2 is debatable, but but all the other ones, you know, like Guns of the Patriots was like one of the greatest games of all time. You know, like, and that's I feel was Infinity War. Infinity War can literally have ended. Obviously, it wasn't going to end that way, and everyone knew it wasn't going to end that way.
But it was its own. It was still like a standalone. Where it ended in a way that
it could have ended like that. It could have been like, "Yep, Thanos won," and that's it.
Yep.
But yeah, you know,
farmer.
Yo,
fucking
do you remember when he used to bitch about him becoming a farmer at the end of the Infinity Gauntlet?
Yeah.
Like the actual comic?
Yeah.
He was, what the fuck? He did all that fucking shit. All he wanted to do was be a farmer. Well, when we saw that they literally gave him the farmer ending, I literally started cracking up and I grabbed him.
Peter just died. Everyone's like, oh my goodness, he said that he doesn't feel so well. No, he died. That sucks. Oh, everyone's all upset.
And I'm
quiet.
cracking
quiet
up.
I see the field and I go, oh no. Jenny goes, what? I'm like, the field. So I start laughing. The only one in the theater, completely quiet. Dead quiet.
I was trying to stay quiet. And they gave him the farmer ending. And the last scene is him sitting down like he does in Infinity Gauntlet. And I mean, kudos to them because they fucking made the ending. Thanos. They made the ending of Infinity Gauntlet. But literally gave him the farmer ending.
Thanos.
Were you happy seeing the Thanos armor scarecrow?
Yeah, but they even did the Thanos armor scarecrow. At least he died.
Twice.
But listen,
they killed his ass twice
on some real shit though. On some real shit, I will say this though. I don't like Thanos. I really don't. As a character in all of Marvel,
he's a pale imitation of Darkseid.
I really feel that way. I never did.
He is. They obviously powered him up for this movie.
However, let me stop you. I like him in the cinematic universe.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's a great villain in the cinematic universe. This is the Thanos I like. I don't like him in the comics.
I thought I liked him. I thought I liked him in the movies. Thought I did.
Until he became a farmer.
He
was making soup.
He made fucking stew. He made stew.
Stew. No, he made stew.
My bad.
Some bullshit.
That's your complaint with Endgame.
And
fucking made stew and Infinity War.
Well, you know what? Again, they killed him twice. Here's for making stew. Here's for making all the other bullshit.
Here's for making the farm. Here's for making stew. That's what this dude is about. But yeah, no, it was.
I think
fantastic.
Endgame gave a lot of fan service.
Absolutely, and it should.
It came a
It
lot.
should.
Exactly.
It's supposed to.
It's supposed to.
It's and for
And
people
that's
that go,
why. And look,
no, this is why.
That's what they're doing. Look.
Fuck these people. No, it's a fucking 10 out of 10. It's a 10 out of 10 because look at all the callbacks, everything that they did. It's hard to sit here and be like, well, yeah, but I feel like there's a plot hole. Fuck you and your hole. Why are you watching this movie?
Wait, you call me a fuckhead? Listen, I had a problem with fucking Winter Soldier shooting a goddamn machine gun.
Look, I understand. No. You had a problem with it. You did have a problem with it. Okay, you had a problem with it.
but
Movie
that
bad?
doesn't. But that doesn't.
That's gonna be on the official review. You know how like reviews always have like positives and negatives. It's like all these positives closes so many of character plots. This is 11 years in the making. You know, perfect ending to this saga. One negative. Winter Soldier shot a machine gun.
No, but like even your complaints don't don't matter because when you go but Winter Soldier shot a machine gun
In the grand scheme of things,
it doesn't make everybody
no,
know. It doesn't.
right?
Yeah.
You're,
Like,
you're giving your opinion, and I hope you don't feel like I don't want to hear your opinions are not justified.
No.
It's your opinion.
No,
right?
but
And that's fine.
Yeah.
But for this movie,
But the grand scheme of things,
and
it's
that's
like,
why-
that
and-
is a drop in the bucket.
And that's why I
you know?
keep saying it's a 9.5 because I can't decide over a 10 or a 9 because I want to give it a 9, but also like, should I really?
that's the
Should I
thing.
just
Like,
give it a 10? Like, I feel like I should just give it a 10 because it's like again,
It's-
11 years in the making. It's
Like,
it's the way it
Again,
should have
like,
ended.
For,
you know
for
what I mean?
me, like I said, for me, that it's like a 10 out of 10. All the fan service, all the
Dude,
the
it's
way they
so
ended the stories,
good.
the fact that it got you in all different types of emotions just watching
Yeah,
that
yeah.
movie.
And like,
It was
it's
just
it's
it-
so
it
good
was
that
so
it's
fucking good.
bad. Like there's there's parts of it that I hate.
I mean, this fucking movie
Because
was
I-
out for 11 days and is the second highest grossing movie
In
of
11
all time.
days.
In 11 fucking days.
At the only one more
it was
is Avatar.
First
and
it was
in Avatar,
Titanic.
The tickets were higher.
So first it was Titanic. Titanic took 238 days, is what I read. 238 days before it made this kind of money.
Yeah.
Avatar, again, another like 200 and 300 days, something like that.
Yeah. On top of the fact that it all the tickets were more expensive because I don't know if you remember, but Avatar only came out only 3D.
Yeah. I didn't see it.
So the tickets were all way more expensive.
Yeah.
That's
Even
true.
with that.
Yep.
That's true.
And with this movie, 11 fucking days. 11 fucking days, and it's already number 2. Like,
But there's fundamental things about this movie that make me hate it. Simple fact of, do you see how it's making this kind of money? Do you see how it's 11 years? See this?
Mm-hmm.
Where the fuck is DC? Where the fuck's DC?
well, it makes you mad because everybody else sucks.
That's the
Yeah,
problem.
yeah, literally.
That's the
That's what
problem.
I'm saying.
No,
DC, pick
you're-
up your shit. Like they came
And
out
it's
with
not,
Justice League.
it's not DC.
No,
It's
WB.
Warner Brothers.
Good point. WP.
Get over
Where
your
the fuck is your
shit.
shit? Like they came out
Time
with Justice
Warner,
League.
AT&T, get over your fucking shit and let DC handle their fucking characters.
Justice
Like,
League came out. We can't even compare it to Endgame. We understand we can't compare it to
You can't even
no,
say
I
compare
can't-
it to. You
I can't
even
compare it
utter
to the
that
shit I took earlier.
Listen,
okay?
not even being dramatic. You can't even utter the sentence. We can't compare it to Endgame.
Agreed.
Like you
Agreed.
cannot even.
Can't do it Infinity War. Can't do Avengers 2. You can't even do Avengers 1. And it's exactly like the same kind of team-up movie.
Yeah.
You literally have to compare Justice League to like Iron Man. Well, let's see how good Iron Man was. Well, I mean, it
Yeah, literally.
still sucked compared
It
to
was-
Iron Man.
Yeah, it was still worse than Iron Man. Not that I'm saying at all. Iron
What
Man's
about
a bad movie?
Thor 2?
I like Thor 2.
I have to rewatch
You
it.
need to rewatch it, but I like Thor 2.
I thought Thor 2 was.
You know
good
Thor
too.
2
I can't
Chrissy's-
judge on it because I don't remember it, but like I'm getting some memory back as I talk about like,
Chrissy doesn't rate the Avengers movies in her movies. She feels like it's unfair. So her favorite Marvel movie, not counting any of the Avengers, is actually Thor: The Dark World. She, to this day, mentions that is her favorite movie. And I liked it. I honestly didn't see a problem.
I remember
I-
seeing it and liking
if
it,
I
and then
had-
I remember like people complaining about it. I'm like,
If I had to pick 3 movies that are bad from Marvel, if I had to pick them, Iron Man 2 and 3 would be in them.
Yes.
Thor: The Dark World 2 would not. Thor.
Iron Man 2 was meh, whatever. I didn't like Iron Man 3.
No, I didn't like.
Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, Robert Downey Jr. is always fantastic. All the fucking movies.
Well, it's like,
Absolutely
but like the
wonderful.
plot with the fucking
Robert-
fake Mandarin.
Robert Downey Jr. is like Hugh Jackman. You know how like X-Men Origins
matter how
Wolverine
bad
is
the movies
garbage.
are,
Yeah,
The actor.
yeah. Hugh Jackman is still kick ass as Wolverine. You know what I mean? That was the same thing with Robert Downey Jr. I didn't like. I think Iron Man 3 is my least favorite Marvel movie of all.
Yeah, I have to agree. I agree with
But
that. Yeah.
Thor: The Dark World, I think it was right.
Yeah, I know. Oh, everybody's always shitting on that movie. And I don't get it.
Seriously?
Like, I
Like,
remember
and
that
like-
movie
and like-
being.
and like-
I remember that movie being. From
And
what
also,
I remember, it was
Thor
never
lost his
heavily-
mother.
Yeah, there was
Yeah,
huge.
like,
you
there was
saw
huge.
Loki?
Loki, you finally saw like the good human side
I
of
fucking
Loki.
forgot. Like, I had completely forgotten that Thor had
Yeah.
lost his mother until I saw Ragnarok, and he was like, "What did he say?
No,
He's gonna kill all my people." Was it?
you
was
mean
it
Infinity
Ragnarok
War?
or Infinity War?
Yeah, where he's like,
It was
I lost
Infinity
my
War.
mother.
Yeah, I
And
lost my
father.
mother.
I had to kill my sister.
Yeah,
And it-
I was like, "Wait, his mom? When did his mom
Yeah.
die?"
yeah,
I was
Dark
like,
World.
and you saw.
"Oh shit!" Like,
and
I completely forgot.
I
about
love
it.
that
That's why-
scene where he's like, Loki, stop with this game. And you
Stop
see
with
him
this
like,
game.
"Huh," and then he
And you
clears
see-
the illusion,
and
and
he's
Loki's
just like-
in a wrecked room, and he's just sitting there looking like a fucking.
And you see him look
shit
up, and he just looks. He lost his mother.
Yeah, and I love that scene, and also like it felt like a great team up between Thor, Loki. Oh, by the way, the Warriors 3. All four, like all five of them teamed up, and it felt like great. Like
And Heimdall. Heimdall was in it, right?
Heimdall, but he was still like gatekeeper. It wasn't until like Ragnarok where he was actually doing other things.
Okay.
But yeah, that movie, it was fantastic. It was. What else can you say? It was phenomenal.
It was an Endgame out of 10. Like it. Like this couldn't. This I feel like it can't. And it sounds so biased.
Well, it's
but
actually
it feels like it can't be even compared.
no, like it's almost like you can't even give it a score. That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
Again, that's my
You
problem with
can't-
even giving it a score.
What?
And like the thing is too, like what's funny is I don't know about you guys, but and I'm being dead ass. I don't know. You might feel different. I walked out of this movie and I was telling Angela, I'm like, I don't need to see another Marvel movie.
Nope.
If like another Marvel movie comes out, if another Marvel movie never came out, I would be like,
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
They left on a high note. I'm good.
Yep.
yeah,
Don't care.
like of course I'm gonna watch all the other like
Yeah,
Marvel
yeah,
movies.
of course, yeah. But yeah, no, this is.
If Kevin Feige went, no, that's the last movie. I'm retiring, and I'm shutting
I
down the
think of
Marvel.
it. I think of this as an entire like. It's a series of fucking movies, and they did all the movies, and they ended the saga. And yeah, if they didn't do any more Marvel movies
I've known this
be
movie,
happy.
this movie, like this.
because they can't keep
This
on. They can't
genre.
keep going on forever. Obviously, Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. They can't do it until they're like 90 years old.
Yeah,
But they gotta.
Damn.
They gotta end it at some point. You
They
know?
reach like doing it by 60. I'd be like, yo, guys, stop. Like,
these movies, these 11 years of this movie collection, which by the way, I literally want to get.
I
on
am
Blu-ray
waiting for like a
collections.
special edition DVD set, like a Blu-ray set.
You know the Tesseract, case.
yeah.
I have that.
shit's gonna
Yeah,
come,
'cause it can't-
shit's
they
gonna
came
come with a real
It came
arc
out with the
reactor.
Avengers, right? Or the first up until the
Phase
phase one.
Phase 1. The Phase 2 is Thor: The Dark World, that purple goo thing. Like it looks like
Red goo
okay.
thing.
red goo. I don't know. It looks purple. I don't know. I know it's red in the case though. It's like purplish. Or actually, you know what? Might be the Power Stone. Might be the Power Stone for Guardians.
Oh,
But it comes in a case like that, and it has Phase 2. Phase 3, I can only imagine how much. I'm willing to I'm willing to drop $1,000 and just get, if they have Phase 1 through 3, and just get all the Blu-rays, all the fucking
oh my god!
bonus
It's just
footage. I
everything.
want to see. I want to first. I would get it just because it's worth it, and also I want to see all the bonus features. Just give me everything you can give
just
me.
everything. Yeah,
But
I'm sure they have to be coming in. They're probably going to
I've
come out with
known
a special
this.
edition. Like, here is all 22 movies.
Absolutely.
I've seen.
You know how much money they're gonna make off of that?
I've seen this, and then like I've known this series. There's Phase 1 through 3 longer than I've known my own child. My child's 8. I've literally been with these movies
you're right.
longer.
Yeah.
It's how long they've been doing
You,
this.
you know what's funny too? I feel like if I go back, I feel like if all of us go back, I feel like we're gonna like every movie a little bit more because we know what it led up to.
Oh yeah. That's why I started going back and started watching like
Like
the
I,
Phase
honestly,
1 stuff.
I honestly want to go back and watch
Bet
like,
money,
Iron Man.
bet
and
money
watch
you're gonna like
Incredible
Dark World
Hulk.
more.
Probably.
I bet money
I
you're gonna
thought
like
I had
Dark
Dark
World.
World on my computer, but I don't, so I have to get it.
But
Yeah.
I bet money you're like. I've been waiting to get on Google Play.
Oops.
Dude, you're calling me.
What? Sorry, folks.
I thought this was on silent too.
It doesn't say I'm calling you.
It says you are.
Okay. Well,
Was
there
that,
we go.
Was that Blake calling Joel?
It
Because
says,
he
"Are
knew-
y'all?" Or maybe it's the. I got a text. Are y'all calling? Oh wait, is this from Noel? Are y'all still together podcasting?
Yep, that's who it's from.
What just shows up at you as you?
Maybe you have her number under me.
No, I've got your cell phone number. Oh, it's your house number 60940. Well, I'm not gonna record on the podcast.
Yeah, well, yeah, there you go. All right. Then.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so that was recorded on the podcast.
Yeah, and all that. We might want to cut that out. But anyway,
I'm not cutting
That's it.
anything.
but that's
Everything goes.
Anyway,
No,
that's it.
well, yeah,
I mean-
I think that's it. I think we said all we needed to.
Just let it do.
Just let it do.
Just let it do.